Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tumbleweeds and Tombstones, the game where each week my players try to accuse me of trying to kill them, and I have to remind them that they're already dead.
I wish I could have been in black and white for that.
Or recreation of Psycho. Though none of us are playing Malkavian.
Because you won't let me die.
Hey, the dice won't let you die, man.
Oh, they try so freaking hard.
I've thrown a train at you. I've thrown the Inquisition.
Oh no, you threw him off a train. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody ever expects the Inquisition.
Before Noah was introduced to the game, Walter once burst into a giant room full of people that were already pointing guns at the door. That was also fun because they were holding their action. So as soon as he walked in, he triggered all the bullets.
They may have had holy bullets. I don't remember if they did.
I think they did, yes. So
There were a lot of shots.
Everything was consecrated. Like, I think it's safe to assume everything was consecrated.
Yeah. So, hope everyone's had a good week. For those who this applies to, I hope you had a good Mother's Day. For everyone else, hope Sunday was relaxing.
Mimosas, no matter what.
There you
Yeah.
Mimosas.
go. Oh, adorable.
No.
Okay, I'm the storyteller. I can pun when I want to, damn it. It's my me-given right.
Are dad jokes really okay on Mother's Day?
Dad jokes are okay every
Ooh.
day.
What would mom jokes be?
Yo mama jokes. There's a lot of those.
All right,
Them
internet,
jokes
get back to us.
yeah.
What would mom jokes be on the other end of the spectrum of dad jokes? Please send us in your best ones.
We're not
Yeah.
sexist at all.
Just
It's like
embarrassing
preferably,
stories.
misogyny.
That would be nice.
Sure.
Yeah,
All
those
right,
embarrassing
so-
stories.
Last time we got together, the Spurs had met back at their homestead after having visited San Miguel Mission to get information on Lupines from Octavian, one of the generals owing his allegiance to Lord Pembroke, your current employer. You met back up with Henry, who has mysteriously healed since the last time you saw him, with a bit of shady information gleaned from Adele's visions. You waited a bit and were reconnected with Josephine, your human earth and metal mage, Bartleby, the ghoul of Liam, and Noah, one of your most recent additions to the group, who had made a stealth mission back to the Taylorsville mines in order to utilize Josephine's powers to help siphon silver from the very ground so you guys can help make weapons to aid yourself against the upcoming conflict with the tribe of Lupines that were nearby. There was a couple close calls with that, a couple of conflicts as Noah gained new information, finding out that between the two factions of those loyal to Michael, the original leader of the Nos in those mines, and those loyal to Clementine, the child of the elder Nos, who is awakening and letting his power seep through a mysterious gateway that you guys have yet to come across. More and more people are defecting from Michael's side to Clementine's side as a way of self-preservation and siding with which side they think is going to win. You found out also that more and more of the Elder's influence is coming through, and that he seems to be sending messages to some other being outside of the local area, as well as your old pal Reginald going in and out of the mines to talk with the Elder and
I
Clementine.
figured that name would come up.
Just imagine that there's a blurry thing above both of my fists.
We'll fix it in post. reunited and now armed with the silver, you guys decided that instead of just sitting on your hands and waiting for Asmodeus, the weapons specialist and yet another general of Lord Pembroke's, to arrive in about a week's time, or to wait for the iron from Liam's sire to come and help with some of the weapons that you're looking to build, you guys were going to be proactive. And Adele, using one of her newer abilities of astral projection, decided to go into the astral plane of the spiritual realm and try and find this anchor that Henry had advised you guys must be the way that the elder is expanding the reach of their influence, miles beyond what even a being of their age should be able to do. Adele tried to investigate the boulder in which Reggie was spreading some of the elder's blood in a sigil that caused the stampede of bison that took out most of San Antonio, or at least the main thoroughfare. That sigil, though having a little bit of reminiscent of the old magic, seems to have been mostly burnt away, having completed what it was set out to do. However, Adele did see a giant pit of corruption and spiritual energy coming from the well that you guys had tried to investigate earlier. Deciding that that warranted a second look, you guys decided to mostly go there, though Liam decided to stay behind and Liam came with. Liam came with this time. He did not stay behind.
You're remembering things that happened on the game before last week.
Yeah, it blurs together sometimes. We've had 80 episodes. So you all decide to go, some of you keeping watch, as Liam by himself decided to go into the well, having had the clever idea of asking Josephine if the crystals broken from the conflict with Sardo in his earth elemental form, if touched by her war sledgehammer when she's using the illuminating spell, would take on those energies. You guys tested it out and found out that at least temporarily, for about 10 minutes, the crystals would provide you a source of light, non-flammable, that wouldn't trigger your vampiric fear of flame. Armed with this, Liam decided to go in and go through the hole in the well down underneath the water with a little bit of energy and pumping his stats to break through the ice. After traveling for quite a bit and close to the end of the 10 minutes, he opened up into an underground chamber that had piles and piles of dead, disease-ridden, pustule rats that kept on coming in and adding to the pile, dying. The black ooze that secreted from them being what is leaking into the water supply and potentially adding to the sickness of San Antonio. Getting ready to go back, however, in about 4 different tunnels that were offshoots from this main chamber, gigantic rats the size of Labradors came in, mutated and horrid, with rows of teeth, barbed tongues, bits of bone and flesh hanging off of them, giant pustules of this infection on them. Liam decided it was time to get the hell out of there and made a hasty retreat, the rats quickly nipping at his heels. Walter and Wea, deciding that it's been too long since they'd seen him, decided to dive in after and try and follow him. A bit of a bottleneck go and a bit of combat. Liam pumping his stats and being able to kill one by snapping its jaw. And quickly finding that the water itself was acidic and toxic with corruption. Most of you being able to fend it off with your natural stamina and fortitude, but noticing that your clothes were starting to be a little bit worse for wear as the fibers and the material started to erode away. On top of that, it seems with being such a strong connection with the elders' influence, the presence and force of the elder started to seep in, or at least attempt to seep into all of your all's brains, succeeding on some as it whispered words of wanting to teach you lessons that mother had for you and how it was going to teach you lessons in pain. You guys were able to make it out. Wea turning into an owl and getting out. The rest of the party shooting the rats like fish in a barrel, trying to kill them while in the well. Liam dragging up the corpse of the one he had killed with him. However, it seems like the gunshots have awakened people within the town proper, and it seems like a couple of individuals are coming this way. Atris rejoined the group. Noah decided it was time to obfuscate as you guys decided what your next course of action was going to be. And that is where we left off last time, and that is where we're going to start tonight's episode.
Okay. Liam did tell Noah that he has something for him to blow up.
True, the discussion of the use of dynamite was mentioned last game.
And also, what was it? There was an agreement at the end between Noah and Atris that we are not only were invisible, but we are also silent, and we're moving in the direction Liam was pointing.
Yes, I believe Atris did throw up the cone of silence.
Everyone, Scooby-Doo!
All right, guys.
So much better than the cone of shame.
Yes. So, what are you guys doing?
Leaving the area, at least the visible area.
Yeah, Liam is basically going to try and walk like the direction that the water tunnel went towards where that sigil was. Since he saw tree roots, he's assuming it's not too far from this topsoil.
Go ahead and give me a wits plus survival roll just to kind of suss out above ground, because there are buildings and things like that in the way, what direction to go. And then from everybody, I need a dex plus stealth roll.
Liam is going to spend at least 2 willpower.
Oh man, I love when I get to roll dex. 7.
You say at least 2, like that number could change depending on what I roll in a second. Don't tell Sean.
Well, it's 4 successes in total with the 2 willpower.
All right,
Okay.
Liam, you are able to basically tell. You remember that it wasn't a perfectly straight tunnel, but you were able to remember the curves and moves of it. And because of that, you're able to pretty much travel. Now, the only thing is 6, 5,
Yeah.
3, 3.
8.
Yeah. Okay. You guys are, like I said, spider farts. You are getting through just fine. Now, here's my question for Liam. How are you guiding the rest of the group, given that you are all unseen and unable to communicate?
Well, I told them before the last game, I think I know where it is above ground. So that happened before we went into obfuscation. We all went in obfuscation in view of each other.
So, okay. So I'll say, giving you guys rolls, you're able to focus on the blur that you assume is Liam leading the way. And
It's so much thinner in blur.
And about 5 minutes, you make it to a part of town that you do see an old oak tree growing out of, and you assume that these were the tree roots that you saw, and you have the suspicion that about here underneath is where you saw the sigil. I'm going to say I need someone in the group who's kind of keeping an eye out to make either perception plus alertness or perception plus awareness. If someone else wants to aid them, you can lower their difficulty.
Is this for Atris and Noah, or
Yeah,
Well,
I'll
I'm
take a
asking
look out.
specifically amongst yourselves, pick who wants to make the roll.
Atris can even make the roll.
I volunteer Atris. No.
I've got sharp. Part of my merits is sharp eyes.
Oh, neat.
I got acute senses on my eyes.
Okay. So I
That's
will
the
say,
2 for that roll.
okay.
So
you
Atris
got
elected
two
to roll herself without us picking.
Yes. So Atris rolled 2. Okay. So Atris, you notice as you guys are making it to this area, and then the rest of the group starts to notice this as well. Definitely a higher population. You're noticing little beady eyes caught in the moonlight, up in the trees, up on the rooftops of the houses, in the back alleys. You get the idea that this area is very much being watched.
All right.
I was going to ask if I could look back, kind of check and see if people were coming to run the well as we left it, but
Sure.
kind of past
I'll
that.
say I won't even make you roll for that. The answer is yes. You see people with oil lanterns coming out. You see the town sheriff. You see a couple of his deputies and a couple other people in town because, hey, it's the Old West, with guns drawn. It seems like they are coming to inspect the well. Now, question for clarification. Liam, did you bring the big fuck off rat with you? Okay.
Oh, he has a pet. We have a pet.
I have a shawl, is what I have.
And just a point of clarification, how are you carrying it?
By the tail. I'm like,
Okay.
you know, that nice little acidic blood. I don't want it necessarily getting on me right now.
You better
Question:
tan that thing real good before you wear it.
do the rats look like they're looking towards us or just on the watch out?
Right now, they seem to be just on the watch out, as you guys are both obfuscated and very silent. And you guys did well on your stealth roll.
All right.
Spider farts. Spider farts. Goes wherever spider farts goes.
All right, so granted, I'm trying to signal to the Noah blur.
The blur I think I am is looking as hard as he can.
I sadly can't I can unobfuscate myself, even though it's his group one, right? I just have to like basically
Correct.
cause enough
Only
ruckus.
if he messes up, y'all unobfuscate. If one of you who didn't cast it messes up, it only pops you out of it.
If you do it on
Liam
purpose,
is just
it's
gonna
not messing up.
Liam is just gonna throw himself into the tree to become visible again.
Liam of the Western. Okay. You become visible, and all the rat eyes go immediately on you.
Oh boy. Atris will drop her cone of silence and her own obfuscate.
Okay.
Blow up the base of the tree.
As the rats are starting to chitter, and you see them bearing fangs, as some of them are like, and they are starting to approach.
Are these the giant mutant variety?
Nope, these are the ones. Looking around, a lot of them do look diseased with the pustules and the mange and things like that. However, none of them seem to be unusually sized. However, some of them are scurrying off, and you see them ducking down, where the rest of them are, more and more of them are starting to pop up, and they're starting to form a circle around you guys.
Atris will draw her sword and like, what do you think the center of the location is?
No, it's under this tree.
Oh boy.
Liam, there's a lot of these. There's a lot of these here. I hope you're ready to use that code of yours. Walter just says that. I'm gonna look at the tree branches and look for one that looks like it's dry and dead enough here in winter to, or like late fall or whatever, to like crack off and use as a club.
High or low?
Low.
Yep, you find one.
Heck yeah. I attempt to break off a branch.
Okay. Give me a strength roll. Just strength.
I will break my obfuscate and state to the group, I believe we'll be more threatening to them if more of us are here. Also, if Weya can go asleep under the ground and leave the bomb closer to it, it might be helpful.
Well, we gotta light it first.
He does. Where you do know that you have Earth Meld.
Yeah, I can't move once I go.
However, you do not have Earth Swim yet. At 4 successes, yeah, Walter, you get a good hefty branch, and you're reminiscent of when you used the club against a bunch of rats before.
No, I think we gotta
Yay.
just. I think we just need to kind of put the dynamite at the base of the tree right here. Josephine, do you have a flint by chance?
I sure do, hon. And if I know you're all like I think I do, you better get to running when I like this thing.
Oh yeah, that is the plan.
Sure thing,
You-
sugar.
You're all right to.
Let's clear her a path so that the rats don't
you're
trap her next to it.
You all right to run out here after us, Josephine?
I got my ways, hon. Meanwhile, the rats are getting closer and closer, and they're looking extremely aggressive. And Noah, it does give me a straight wits roll.
2 successes.
You are aware that you can go ahead and assume that your cover might be blown as far as with Clementine and the others, because unless you can kill every single rat in this entire area, if even one gets back to report anything, they've now seen your face.
Can I vanish from the mind's eye?
You can attempt to, though I will say that some of the rats have already there's the ones that are approaching, and then there's the ones that already skittered off.
I'm hoping I broke my obfuscate after that, but I will attempt it anyways. Just to
Okey-doke.
help. Five successes, and I got to re-roll 2. 6 successes.
Okay. Good to know. Okay. We'll see what happens.
How dare you?
So, what are y'all doing? Josephine's standing there waiting.
Well, Noah's got the dynamite.
Yeah, I assume the dynamite was being laid, and the rest of us were going to be, starting to walk backwards. So if that's the case, they're just going to start walking away. It's just so she doesn't get caught in the explosion.
You able to get this like down in the ground? You think? I'm addressing that to Josephine.
Certainly try.
In that case, let's clear a path. I am going to. How many feet are these rats away? Are we talking like 30, 20, 10 roughly? Are they closing in?
They're closing in. They were at, some of them are right in the tree right above you, which is only like, I'd say about 20 feet tall. So, I mean, they're on different branches and stuff like that. The ones on the ground are, because you guys aren't like out in a field somewhere. You're in the middle of town and about to blow this up. So on the buildings and in the alleyway, some of them are closer to like 20 feet away. Some of them are a lot more like 15 at this point as they're encroaching.
We shouldn't do this.
Does it look like if we were to run real fast that we could like just obstacle course around them? Or are there so like To Walter, I guess. Does it look to Walter like that?
Go ahead and give me a wits plus melee to try and figure out how you're going to do this.
Okay. This is my last sort of fact-finding, hopeful question before
With
I
finesse
figure out
and
my
vigor. So much vigor.
Finish.
Zaz.
God, that's 5.
There's not as many as like when you guys were riding to and from Taylorsville, where there was literally thousands of them. This is more like dozens of them at this point. So you get the idea that if you guys run right now, you can at least have an option of dodging most of them and maybe just kicking or attacking the ones that are in your path. But you do very much get the idea that if you wait and think about it for much longer, you guys are going to get pinned in as more and more of them come out of the woodwork.
We don't got time. We got to start running. It's the only way we're going to not get surrounded.
Oh, Noah,
Nice shot.
go ahead, give Josephine the dynamite.
All right, let's get going.
And,
I'll wait till y'all get clear and you see her.
Liam has already begun running.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for it.
Okay. I need you all to make a Dex plus Athletics roll. Yes, you have a question.
Yeah, since I am an owl,
Yes.
I'm just trying my best to fly away from this because this is gonna be a massive explosion.
Four successes.
Okay. Way I'll say that's not a problem for you. You're an owl. So
Yeah,
I mean,
so I'm like way up in the air, like soaring away from this mess.
Yeah.
If they're gonna do that.
Okay. 4 successes.
No. I don't like the look of that. I don't like what you're about to do, Daniel. I don't like what you're about to do.
6 successes.
Liam.
I botched.
Of course you did. Aw.
Who are we waiting on?
We're waiting on Adele. You're muted.
7.
Okay. So Liam, who's like, yeah, fuck this, let's go. You all start going, okay, let's go. As you're taking off, Liam, your foot hits a tree root as you just plant and eat shit kind of thing.
I eat rat shit? How dare you?
As the rats start, they're now going at a full sprint to try and get on top of you guys. Almost like the little compies from Lost World kind of thing with that. Hit one guy as they're swarming in. Let's see.
Can I notice this on my way? I'd
You
like to
can in
help
just a
him.
second.
Yeah.
The rest of it's
Well,
kind of booking it.
you know.
I don't even know if we can notice it.
All right, Walter, put me in your holster.
Your head's too big to fit in there in any holster. I'm sorry.
All it takes is a couple fingers.
Usually how it works.
So that's 3 lethal as the rats jump on top of Liam and start biting and scratching. And go ahead and try and attempt a soak roll.
Thank God I get to use 8 dice for myself on this. I hate my dice. It's another 1 botch.
Luckily, you can't botch a soak roll.
I just take the 3 lethal.
You do take the 3 lethal.
I'll at least spend 2 blood to heal reflexively.
As in the meantime, Josephine is not paying attention because her eyes are completely rolled back into her head. As you see her sinking into the earth, and right before she does, she mutters something, waves her hand, and a little flame lights on the end of her thumb. And the dynamite in the other hand as she and she's sinking down into the earth.
You go.
Ooh,
Uh,
there's about
so
to be a
now
fire
what?
in that hole. So
so
yeah, I mean,
Walter, go ahead. If you want to try and notice this, you can make a perception alertness roll.
yeah, this is
Difficulty
important.
7 because you're also distracted. By the way, who all is bloodbound to Liam?
I am.
And Adele. And Atris.
Like, I care about this. I'm not just like ignoring
Do
it.
So
they-
I need Adele and Atris
Uh-huh.
to also make a perception alertness roll. Difficulty 7.
All right.
You said it's 7. Okay.
One success on that one.
Okay.
4. This dice are on fire. The dice jail
4.
works. You should try it, Liam.
Tough love those dice. Scared straight.
I got scared gay.
You don't seem very scared.
Honestly, after the things that physically happened to me this weekend, I don't think I'm scared of anything.
Mm.
All right. Walter and Adele, you notice this first of Liam started running first. He should be in front of us. Where's Liam? And then Atris, you notice his turn as you all turn and look and see about 6 or 7 rats just swarming Liam as he's thrashing and trying to get them off of him as he is down on the ground.
Oh, God damn it.
Shit.
And it's just going to start running towards him.
So I'm assuming I have to. I would have to spend technically a turn to get up, and then a turn to start going again. Okay, so I'll burn a celerity so I can get up, and then I'm going to keep running. But I'm going to start using the dog-sized mutant rat corpse as a club.
I'll beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
He's fine. He doesn't need our help. He's good.
You have upgraded from using your coat as a weapon. Okay, I need everyone except for Wea, who is safely flying above all of this, to make another Dex Athletics roll. Except for Liam, where I need you to make Dex Athletics and then Dex Melee.
Okay. Okay, much better now.
3 successes on that one.
Okay, 4 successes for the Dex Athletics.
Like with 11 dice, you don't know how scared I am. There were ones. I'm really freaking scared.
7.
And then 2 successes on the Dex Melee.
I got 7 also.
Liam gets up. You see him hefting the dead rat. You guys make it back. You kind of help him. You start pulling him forward. You're all now going forward as he starts sitting there and swatting rats out of the way with the bigger rat as it smack, wee, smack, wee.
This would come in handy.
Atris, with her sword already out, would be presumably swiping at any rats get coming by him, her, anyone close by.
Yeah, if there's like a lot of them around Liam, I would like to clear the path slightly.
Walter and Atris, go ahead and also make Dex Melee rolls for me, please.
My melee 3. Okay.
Oh, just I've had so much in Dex. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's turning into a 1. Okay, 5 successes.
Atris, you are successfully in your training as an assassin. You know how to pinpoint small targets, and you are just sitting there slicing these rats in half as you go. 5, Walter, if there's one thing you know, it's how to use a good club. And you're just sitting there smashing these things as you go. just full on, bash, smash, breaking backs and skulls. You're just really going for it. Between all of y'all's efforts and your dodging, you're able to make it out of the immediate area. Which way are you guys running? Where are you headed? And where this is a question for you as well.
I mean,
Go ahead. I'd probably
I say
just
with,
follow them
there's-
from
yeah.
above.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume we were just running in the opposite direction of where the tree is. So if there's no clear direction, nature should just be heading wherever she thinks the opposite direction is.
I would have chosen away from town to lure the rats away from the humans. However, I would have actually just followed the direction Liam started in.
Liam started on the floor. But I was planning to run because I don't want the rats to run into town. So I was gonna kind of stick to like as much of the outskirt of it, basically trying to make my way back home.
Yeah. I think logically we would deduce, we would probably want to get away from population.
All right, Wea, what about you? What were you gonna say?
I would be just flying above the group, but also probably heading back, slowly heading towards our home, but mainly just staying as Overwatch for the group.
Apparently Noah is running in a different direction.
Also, Sean, you muted.
He's still
Sean,
muted.
you muted.
Sean, you're muted.
Tonight, this part of the storyteller will be played by Sean's disembodied head.
There we go. Technically speaking, Josephine's place is on the outskirts of town. I'll say with your guys' perception rolls, you saw, and especially Wea with your bird's eye view, pun intended, you saw Noah going kind of splintering off from the group. Now, do you guys want to change course and try and follow Noah, or do you just say fucking as long as we get away from this tree, we'll reconnect later?
I think Josephine's house is technically closer to it's in the outskirts of town, but I think our house is a little bit further out.
Josephine's is closer to town center than you guys because she has a homestead. You guys have an actual like mini farm that Williams used to own.
Okay, then yes, logical choice is Josephine's.
All right, you there?
I will Michael Jackson hee that way.
Okay.
I'll change direction.
Once again, give me another Dex Athletics roll. This time difficulty 7.
Can I get a good look of possible areas where there's not rats, or is they just like kind of swarming just from all over from a bird's eye view looking down?
Also, give me a perception alertness with your owl stats.
My dice hate me today. I got like 4 successes, but 2 1s, but at least one's a 10, so I get to re-roll it. That's a 2, so never mind.
All right, Atra's got 6 on her athletics and dex roll.
Am I also rolling this?
Yes, Noah, you are.
Okay.
Everyone's hauling ass.
Dex Athletics roll.
6 for me.
Also, where you can see, it does seem to be like this is not a coordinated attack. This is just them. For Adele, got it. This is just them all kind of swarming, but you do notice pockets of them that seem to be a little bit denser than others. So from your path, you can kind of see a way that would be less populated with rats.
Can I kind of swoop down in front of, I guess, Noah, since he would be leading the group now? I want to swoop down kind of like next to Noah so he sees me and try to use my body and turn to the direction that I see a pocket, that I saw a pocket of less populated rats, and like kind of guide him.
Noah, give me a wits plus animal ken roll.
Oh yeah.
I mean, at the very least, Noah can talk to Wea and Alfor.
True.
Hoot, hoot, motherfucker.
Dude.
I got 3 successes.
I will say, with your clan's understanding of animals and body language, you do pick up what Owlwea is trying to do, and you get that he's trying to guide you guys, so you can choose to follow.
All right. I'll go the way is pointing.
I'll say with that roll, the rest of you are slashing, smashing, and or just hoofing it pretty well. Liam is not quite going as fast as he is hefting a over 100-pound dead rat and using
but you
it
know
as
what?
a bludgeoning club.
My strength is still pumped from the well.
True.
So effective.
But I'll
my
say
God,
with this,
my dex is also pumped. Shoot, I've been underrolling.
so I'll say at this point, you guys are making it where you're making it through town. You're going through back alleys. You'll stop somewhere. Where will stop and then flutter somewhere else where you kind of see that he's leading as you're seeing these like and coming out of buildings and out of holes in the ground and things like that. You guys make it out as a moment goes by, another moment goes by, as suddenly boom, this loud, as you guys look back and you see dust and smoke and dirt being blown up into the air above the building line as it comes back down.
I'm so happy.
Well, good explosion.
I've seen bigger.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Give me a perception plus alertness roll.
Can I
All
jump
y'all.
on that? Yes. With our stats. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Okay, I think my bad luck is finally running out. I just got 3 10s.
I got 1 success.
4, 1.
I can't fail tonight. Till next
Wow,
roll.
why do you hate yourself like that? And you gotta jinx yourself.
I've
4,
gotten close.
3. Sorry, 3.
I missed. I
7,
saw 1 on the roll.
5,
9.
9. Okay. All of
Wea
you
sees the whole time-space continuum.
right. He sees that he is indeed a character in a tabletop game, being watched on webcam.
New name is Wea Wilson.
Atris, you said you only got 1, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You're just in your moment, you're in your prime of like, finally I get to kill something again, as you're just like really getting into like stabbing and slashing these rats. But the rest of you suddenly notice that the rats seem less interested in following you guys. Like they're kind of almost like they're doing the whole, it's the rat equivalent of if a human went, what did I come in here for? Especially the less diseased ones seem to completely stop what they're doing, just like as the ones that are more diseased, they give chase for a little bit longer, and then you just kind of see that they kind of just like give up on it.
Oh.
Maybe it
It's
worked.
through dynamite. Who'd have known?
Huh.
I guess Noah and Liam knew. Are any of the rats at all aggressing us now?
Like
They
I
all-
said,
Yeah,
the really heavily diseased ones, yes. And you guys already figured out that the ones that are more diseased have more of this black ichor in them, which you get that they have more of. They might actually be, rather than controlled rats, they actually might be like ghouled rats with the elder's blood actually inside of them. So they give chase for a little bit longer, but even they, because now their numbers aren't quite as high, stop giving chase after a little bit, but they pursue you for a little bit further beyond what just the regular rats did.
Still running to Josephine's.
Yeah,
Any,
I
any
think.
of
I
them,
think.
any of them that get close to us,
Like-
I'll try to splat, but I'm gonna otherwise be trying to make good time with the group.
Yeah,
I will say with
Aegis
your
wouldn't be
roll,
making any. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
with your rolls, there are a couple that still are close enough and still, like, again, of the disease ones. And with your high rolls, you guys did a good job of splatting, slashing, otherwise hitting. However, I do need Liam, Atris, and Walter to make a perception alertness roll.
Mm. Dun dun dun. Oh, why did I say something earlier? That's a botch.
You notice nothing.
5 successes.
Okay.
Wait, I got 2 10s to reroll. I might beat you.
I got
Damn
2
it, I
10s, 2
tied.
8s, and 2 7s. 1 to negate one of them.
I would 5 for each was.
Okay. Liam, you notice that the rat that you've been using to smack other rats, you notice patches of it are starting to dissolve, where even more of the fur is starting to come off. Now you still have it. I mean, it's still there, but you're noticing bits of it where it's come in contact. Atris, you look at your sword, and you're noticing some tarnish on it, almost like oxidized brass, where it's starting to like discolor, like silver that hasn't been polished in a really long time. It seems the corrosive nature. And because you guys were, I need the same 3 of you to make a soak roll for me, please.
Soak roll. Okay.
Do we know how much we're soaking?
Just make a roll. Tell me how many successes.
2. Okay, we have not put a point in fortitude yet. Got to do that. I need to do that.
4.
Ooh, that's a good number. Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. 4.
Walter and Liam, you are fine. Atris, you take 1 lethal. As some of the blood, as you've been hacking and slashing, splattered onto your legs and actually ate through your clothing and started to burn your skin.
Oh boy.
You guys are quickly finding that the heavily pustuled ones, attacking them at close range does have the run the risk of, if that black ichor gets on you, it's going to hurt.
Oh, close to one thing, but my sword. Aegis is just gonna silent fume as she tries to avoid now hitting the blade against certain rats.
No, my dear, I agree. You know, I'd rather have tits out than a bumped up sword any day.
I will say, Atris, that with your knowledge of weapons and everything else, it can be fixed. It's not something that's like irreversible damage, but it's definitely something that you will have to keep in mind moving forward when fighting against the elders.
She cherishes this sword, so yeah. She's like anything that's like poses a threat. She's definitely gonna want to like fix that shit.
You guys make it to Josephine's as you come up to her fence.
Liam kind of cautiously goes, like, because he knows where their little wards kind of are, and just puts my hand through to make sure I can get through it.
Currently, you go up and one of the wards flares up. Make a willpower roll, please.
Current or
total.
When it lights up, is it only that area that lights up, or the whole thing? And can I see how big the thing is?
It's
The
just
radius
that
is-
area. However, go ahead and make a perception alertness roll.
Since I have the owl form, I might as well make use of it.
Are we all near each other?
Relatively. Okay.
Yeah.
Liam, you're fine. You don't get pushed back, especially since you weren't forcefully trying to like ram yourself in, but you do feel where it's almost like pushing against really hard jello. It's like you do feel resistance there. And you do know that specifically warded against supernatural beings. she hasn't quite told you what the effect on normal people is, so if they try and come in uninvited. But you assume that's less so that way the town doesn't go, that's weird. I tried going up to the blacksmith's house and got my ass blown back 20 feet. Like you do.
Almost had beans for dinner.
How many successes, Where?
9.
Okay, so at 9
Wow.
successes with your heightened owl
Ow.
senses, you definitely see the little flash of the rune right near where Liam is. However, the whole thing doesn't ripple, so it doesn't give you a sense of what the entire coverage is.
For sure.
How close are you getting, by the way? That does beg an interesting question.
Yeah, that is an interesting question. Never really thought about it. Definitely pretty high up. Well, I mean, because I was swooping down too and guiding them, so I can't say I was like super high up. So, I would say definitely not near Liam if he's going up to the around Josephine's house.
Well, and I also went up cautiously and kind of know where her ward is.
Maybe like, let's just say like 40, 50 feet in the air.
Okay. And are you stopping at the wall, or did you try to go past it?
I'm probably just like circle around.
Okay. I'll say again, Liam, because you knew it was there, and like it doesn't hurt you because again you weren't trying to like violently break your way in or anything like that. And where I'll say that you were smart enough to not like bird against the windshield kind of thing, go straight up into it.
Yeah.
But you guys do realize that Josephine usually activates the wards when she's not able to personally guard the house, just to stop, especially with everything going on with the rats and everything else. The last thing she's going to want is spies and people, uninvited guests.
Can I look up at Wea and would he be able to see us?
Yeah, he's really close to you guys. He's able to see you pretty easily.
I'd like to use feral whispers to just communicate with him.
Okay. Are you doing this telepathically, or are you hooting at him?
Ooh, gosh, golly.
Do you know the language of the owl?
I can hoot, but I don't know it. So I guess this is telepathically. I'm going to ask him what he's looking for up there. Just directly to his mind. What you looking for? Why haven't you landed?
And he will hear. I guess he would hear my voice, right? I'm not sure how this would work, but
Yes, he would hear your gruff whale voice coming out this little bitty owl.
yeah. And I'll say, just doing Overwatch, looking over everyone, making sure nothing else is coming after us.
All right. In the meantime, if Atris saw Liam kind of successfully make his way through, I think she's going to make an attempt to go through as well. If if time is of the essence and we need to get through.
Oh, Liam was just trying to see if the ward was even up. He knows better than to try and go in.
You're welcome to try.
I mean, is that or we're just
I don't think we are. I don't think we are welcome to just waltz in.
Liam, give a holler. See if we got a buddy in there.
Oh. Josephine, you home?
I'll come down and land on Noah's shoulder.
Okay. The smell of graveyard dirt is potent.
I will sneeze.
This little owl sneeze.
Yep. I'll do that like periodically.
Only slightly more noticeable than a spider fart.
And Al sneezed, dude. Yep.
I'll pet him and be like, I understand.
A little bit of like dirt and grime kind of rubs off onto your feathers.
Well, we can either wait here for her to get back, or we can try and make it back to our little slice of this place. It did look as though the rats were falling back. So I don't, or rather, at least I think we were successful in what we were doing. I definitely want to get at least some sort of parchment and quill so I can draw that symbol that I saw, that I studied it as best as I could while I was down there.
Well, if we're gonna be waiting a while on Josephine, then yeah, we might as well just head back home for the moment.
I think
You
we
guys
should
wait,
wait
or-
behind and make sure that she's okay.
I'm staying here. I want to make sure she gets back.
Ooh.
What Waya said.
I'll
What
definitely
did
wait
Waya
a few.
say?
I definitely
I
wait a
agree
few
with the
minutes.
owl.
What'd you say? What
Adele,
does
anything to
the owl
add?
say?
I can come accompany you back to the homestead, Liam, if you wish to jot down your notes, and we can work out a plan from there.
No, I definitely at least want to wait a few minutes. I assume she's not too
Sure.
far behind. And this is likely the first place she'd come.
You guys wait a couple of minutes. Everyone give me a perception alertness.
Yes. Owl perception.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Owlception?
Or Fratris.
Walter got 2.
Okay.
4.
4, 3,
5.
5. Okay. You all start to feel a little bit of vibration coming underneath the ground as you see a little bit of the snow start to shift and move. As this feels good.
Oh yeah.
As suddenly a earthen gauntlet comes out of the ground, and you see coming from the snow the general shape of Josephine, but covered in earth and stone, almost like stone armor, as she's coming through and digging herself out of the ground. As she gets up and she kind of, you see the glowing bluish white eyes coming from underneath this thing as she kind of gives herself a shake as all the dirt and earth starts to fall away. And well, that, hun, was exciting.
Oh, it certainly looked exciting.
Yeah,
we gotta bring you on more trips.
we saw the dust go over all the buildings. Is she what is she like transforming back, or is she is the stuff falling off of her?
It's
As we're
falling
talking?
off of her. It's falling off. It seems a little bit less of a transformation and a little
Yeah.
bit more like a second layer, like I said, like an earth and stone armor that she had surround her and encase her.
A lot of, well, that was fun. You seem like you made it out just fine though.
Well, I was gonna not mess around with dynamite, Shug.
May we come in?
Oh, right. Sure. Just a moment. And you see her go up to one of the wards and she mutters something and waves her hand as they kind of stop glowing from it. Come on in.
And
Just
if you
out of
wouldn't...
curiosity.
Oh, go ahead.
Just out of curiosity. Was there any ground sinkage near the explosion when you left?
Well, that tree's all but gone, and there's definitely a pretty nasty sinkhole in that area.
Good enough for me. Too bad I missed it.
No, my dear, if you don't mind, I'll just need a quill and just a small bit of parchment. I want to get this sigil down before I forget it. And do you happen to have a mason jar? I definitely want to collect some of what's dripping out of this thing.
I'll get you your pen. That thing can stay outside. I am not putting that in my home.
Oh, I don't want to keep it. I just want some of what's inside.
By the way, Liam, you're noticing as you're hefting this thing up, the thing is bleeding, especially with the deterioration from the others. And as the Black Acre gets down, burning holes in the snow and a little bit of steam coming out of it.
I'm going to change from holding it from like the tail butt to kind of holding it by like the neck nape, just to try and control some of the seepage.
Okay. She welcomes you all inside. Liam has to leave his rat outside, unless you want to stay with it.
Well, I want to pour some of the black blood in the mason jar first. That's kind of really all I want to do with it.
She comes back with an empty mason jar and a pen and a piece of parchment.
Oh, thank you so much.
I love it.
Okay. I need you to make a soak roll, please, as you're wringing this thing with your bare hands.
I just catch a bottle of that shit.
Oh boy.
Well, if we got a bottle of that, could our lovely blacksmith whip up a little glass vial? She's the hottest fire in town. I believe she'd be able to melt a little glass. And I show her the glass necklace that we got from that trip. We're aiming for something like this.
And I do appreciate the compliment, but I work with metal, not glass. But I'm sure if you go to some of the other people in town or send your friend there that can go out during the daylight hours, I'm sure you can get someone to do it. Or hell,
Glass is just melted sand.
still a different art form. That's like saying,
What does her forge look like to you? A head shop?
That's like saying, come on, you've scienced before, right? Biology and astrophysics are pretty much the same thing.
Oh, five successes on that soak roll.
Okay, yeah, you definitely feel the warmth and the burning as it dribbles over your hands and fingers, but you're able to just shake it off. And you now have a mason jar about half full with uber rat blood.
Is it staying in there? Is it eating through the glass? Or
so far it seems to be staying in there.
I'm just gonna put the lid on, seal it shut.
Okay. Do the rest of you go inside?
Yes.
Ages go inside.
Yes. Yes. I get away from this.
Yeah, I'll go inside.
Liam, what are you gonna do with your rat carcass?
Well, I definitely can't leave it out for too long. So once we're done, I'm just gonna put it like in like a little bush, like outside of her perimeter. I want to tuck it away, just nestle it. Like,
okay.
I actually wanted to take while he's doing that, I just wanted to like take a gander at this thing's mouth.
Okay.
Did it look like it has more teeth than a rat should?
but it had more teeth and it had a 3-prong tongue, I think it was what we said.
So you're looking at, it's actually really easy to see the teeth because since he broke the bottom jaw of it, its mouth is kind of
Oh, goody.
it looks almost, first off, all the teeth are sharp and needle-like.
Are they
And
thin?
there's about 3 rows of them on the top and the bottom, all pointing at weird kind of angles. Some of the teeth even seeming to come like out of the gum through the lips, that like different rows of them.
Did you want some of these, Walter? Just gonna show you the teeth.
Yeah, it
Walter
smells
coughs and retches
awful.
without even needing to.
Like Noah, even by your standards, this thing is foul. Like, I mean, it's actually a mammal, but still. The tongue is about 2 feet long past where the snout goes,
Oh,
barbed and ending in 3 prongs.
the hell is this thing? You
Not
fought
sure.
this? You broke
Yep,
this
that's what was
thing's
down there.
mouth yourself?
Noah, give me a wits plus occult roll, standard difficulty.
Well, I mean, thankfully I had my strength and my dex souped up while I was down there. That just happened to be good timing.
What's a dex?
I got 6 out of 4 dice.
Since your embrace, you have heard tale of Elder Nosferatu, who little bit of knowledge that they've gleaned from the Shimisi. And again, Nos being very good at gleaming secrets and hidden knowledge and forbidden knowledge, having something known as breeding pools. And in these pools, experimenting with so horribly corrupting animals and selectively breeding them and then corrupting them more with their own blood bleeding into these pools, adding to the ugliness and everything. You get these mutations, and every so often the mutations yield something useful. And you then breed those mutations together to continue to get more of them. You have a strong suspicion that these large dire rats could potentially be the result of something like that. You've never seen these breeding pools before. You've only heard about them from other Nos, but as they were spoken of by the other Nos, these aren't myths or legends. They do exist. They're just not as common now that there's not as many elders around.
All right. I pass this information to the group. Tell them that this rat was probably bred on purpose, if that's not obvious. And then I'd like to ask Josephine to make sure that her household is safe. If she could put the ward up one more time once I reach the outside of the gate with this rat in hand, I'll swoop it off the ground.
All right, you pick up the rat and you walk outside of the gate.
Is she able to put the ward up with supernatural creatures inside?
Inside, yes. You get it's very much a barrier, like an extra wall. Anything that's inside is already in, but it's preventing things from entering.
All right, that's perfect. As soon as she gives the go-ahead, I fling the rat over my head as high as I can to land on top of her roof.
Give me a yeet roll for. By the way, do you have your strength pumped?
I don't right now, but I'll pump it 1.
Okay, it's still, you're trying to shot put something that's over 100 pounds. So
Also, I don't think that Noah knows our yeet rule.
No,
Yeah, what's our
maybe
yeet?
not.
Oh boy.
I want to say it was strength athletics.
hold on, Adele's
I could
double
swear.
checking.
I know that the
No,
amount
we-
of feet it was you can throw something 5 feet for every dot you have in strength. I know that's the result, but I forget the exact yeet rule.
There's thrown weapon at Dex athletics.
Yeet rule is
There are 3 different rules you could find depending
yeah,
on the
I
situation.
don't specifically have for yeeting, so you all may have that one written down.
We do.
However many, I've got it. However many dots in strength you have is how many squares you can throw a weapon or object without taking a higher difficulty penalty. This is the yeet rule.
Okay,
Okay,
is it strength athletics to make the roll? That's what I don't remember.
I believe it is strength athletics to throw. It's
then the
dex
points-
athletics if you're trying to throw something like aiming something like trying to hit a bullseye or something like that.
Yeah.
We had to come up with our yeet rule because we were throwing dead bodies over a wall. That was fun.
Yeah, I wasn't a part of that, but I really
That's
didn't want to buy it.
literally what Noah is doing right now. It's just a theme. He is yeeting a dead body over a wall that Josephine's erected. This comes in handy.
I got 4 plus 4 potents.
Okay, you can spend a blood and make those potents automatic successes, or you can, because I think it's, if I
Yeah.
remember potents correctly, it's spending 1 blood to either make them all successes or 1 blood per die to make it an automatic success.
It's what when you make a strength roll, you can spend 1 blood to turn all of your potent dots into auto successes. Yes. If you don't spend that blood, then you just treat those dots as more strength dots and roll those dice
That's right.
otherwise by default.
Yeah, so I'll spend the 1 blood and yeet it. What is it? Like 40 feet?
Okay, so you and throw this thing as you guys all watch. Where you're kind of sitting next there with this now rat and Noah if you're still on his shoulder. Where
Wait,
are we losing
where's
chat?
our
Damn
owl?
it. Yeah, I think you were falling asleep there, dude.
Oh shit.
Are you still an owl and are you still on Noah's shoulder?
Yes.
Okay. So, this smelly, disgusting, now juiced rat, is,
Oh, not me.
he throws it. You guys see as it hits, Josephine's barrier, the whole thing flashes with the impact of this thing as you see it sizzle for like a split second, as it then with equal amount of force, like hitting the most elastic trampoline ever, gets shot put backwards the other direction as you just see this dead corpse go head over ass, and then there's this deafening, well, not deafening, but this disgusting noise as it lands somewhere off in the distance. And then you hear as the blood splatters and it lands in the pile of the snow, you just hear as Josephine comes out of her house after she went, what the hell are y'all doing?
Just making sure the rats can't get in.
I already told you they can't get in. I know what I'm doing.
I was gonna
Gotta make
take
sure
that.
these are better than normal rats.
I was gonna take that home.
Well, I think it went that way.
I mean, it wasn't Goofy style over the horizon or anything. Like, it's a couple yards out. You could probably find it.
I mean, I probably could, but that just sounds like effort.
I mean,
Never trust me to do a thing without asking what the thing is.
good to know.
And Liam just kind of like just shakes it off and starts getting the quill and the parchment and trying to draw the sigil from memory. He did spend some time in the cavern trying to memorize it.
I will give you do a wits plus occult roll. Difficulty is 5 because of the amount of time you took trying to memorize it.
And I have concentration, so does that help me?
What does it say with that?
typically it stops me from getting distracted, but since I was trying to memorize in the cavern while the rats were there, I'm just wondering if that kind
I'll
of
say it
plays
doesn't
into
help
this.
you additionally. It's because of that I'm allowing you to have it at difficulty only being 5.
Okay.
Ooh.
That helps. 3.
You draw it down, and as someone who is not a magic user yourself, as a matter of fact, you are very much immune to most magic. You think that it's pretty damn close to what you had before.
Josephine, I don't know if this means anything to you. I'm definitely going to have Henry take a look at it when we get back, but look familiar at all?
She kind of looks it over, and she's going to make a roll to see how she does.
This seems to be what the rats were actually drawn to, or at least what was controlling them. And once we blew, well, or at least once I saw the smoke and everything go sky high, they seemed to dissipate right away.
All right, that's 6 successes for Josephine.
Damn.
Well, hun, first thing you gotta know about me is I'm not one of these book-taught mages that some of them are. Everything I learned, either I figured out myself or got passed down by my family. So other schools of magic and incantation I'm not usually familiar about. However, I do know a spell or two that is similar to. It's different, but there's elements of it that I definitely recognize. It's usually used to amplify something, to allow one's natural ability to be greater projected somewhere.
So this could very well be the anchor that we were trying to find.
I think you might have found it, and I might have just blown it up for you.
Thank you very much.
Good. Mighty fine job then.
If it gets rats out of my new home, no problem. My pleasure.
We just showed you no rats are in your new home.
Oh God.
Thank you, hun.
You know, Josephine, we're making a hell of a good team. Any of these projects we do together, you know.
Well, I already told you, Walter, as long as I can get behind what the mission is, and as long as we're clear on what the pay is, I'm willing to help out if I'm free.
Oh, and it looks like that steel shipment is going to be coming in at the earliest tomorrow.
Sends a passenger pigeon to check the progress of your delivery.
Oh.
Tracking number 3 Pony Express.
Well, I definitely want to take this sigil back to Henry and see if there's anything additional we could learn from it, but it does look like we were successful in getting rid of the anchor that was here, so it's not going to solve the problem, but at the very least, I think it will help out this area quite a bit. But since we don't know who put it there, there's always the chance of someone else putting another.
I'm starting to think of an idea that at least will give me a warning, as people seem to be using underground ways to infiltrate the town. I have some things that I might be able to do to at least get notified of the comings and goings of those underneath our feet.
Yes.
Now, I did have something that I wanted to offer to all y'all.
That's so.
Yeah, we already got immortality. Like, what do we need?
Liam just starts taking off his clothes, like just.
Stop it!
No, hun, not right now.
But later. Okay.
To
we
be
fuck
fair,
with
I
the
didn't
Tifa.
know I was your type, but
Sexy is my type.
fair enough. What I'm willing to offer y'all, if we're all to be in business together, a key, so to speak, in and out of at least my fence there, so that way you can come in and be seen as more of a welcome guest.
Hmm.
At very least we can knock on your door and not be blasted back.
Yes. Now, you might still need my permission to get into my house or into my my forge there, but you can at least get on the property. And if you can get past the barrier, it would at least help protect you from certain things that might be chasing you.
Oh, very helpful indeed. I thank you for that.
Not that we want to lead anything bad straight to your home, but I could imagine that'd be a real unique advantage to have. Yeah.
So, as of right now, I have the materials to do one of two things, and you all can decide which one you rather have, although it has to be a bit of a group decision, I'm afraid. I either can try and recreate the spell that I placed on my property on yours to help keep unwanted non-mortal beings from entering your property. Now, I only have enough material to keep it. I've seen your home. I can usually do about 20 feet out from your house. Or with a little bit of artistry, I can give you all a little bit of ink, so to speak. That would make it that you could come in and out of my ward without trouble. Unfortunately, the components I need are a little bit of both for the same thing, so I can do one or the other, not both.
That is a tough choice indeed. We either offer our own protection or do we get your protection?
There's just a horrible mental image I have of no one telling Henry and him trying to get it and flying across. No, it's fine. It's fine.
No.
I think
can
we've
only handle
seen
one.
Henry can take it.
Oh, I hope so. But no, I think
Certainly, I
at
do
least
think
me.
it would be better on the house. Two
What do you
bases
think,
is
Liam?
better than one.
Well,
I do see the advantage of having the spell on our house. I wouldn't necessarily want to test your shield with enemies pursuing us. I do see both ways that way.
well, here's my thought. And Walter, this is definitely going to be something you'd be better expertise than I am, man. If one of these locations were to be attacked, which would we have a better advantage in? Our homestead is at least a little bit further from town, and it's a little bit larger of a property. Oh. But I know here, Josephine's very familiar with what she has in stock, and she could probably pull items that would be advantageous quickly.
We have a lot of reasons to keep our home secure, and we don't really have a way to do that when we're not there. Unless, our friends are up to the task. And even that makes them have to be there. Put Bartleby in danger, Sonoy in danger if they stayed behind, or one of us. I think I like our home just being safer. And gotta say, I don't really want anything to come destroy what you spent so much time building here, Josephine. If it were up to me, I don't want to lead anyone to this. And part of our deal was that we'd get you somewhere safe. And I know you're a big girl, but I mean, mentally and capability wise,
Nah, hun, I'm a big woman. And you see her flex as her biceps kind of start straining against the material of her shirt.
And other
Liam feels
ways.
slightly inadequate.
Walter winks really unsubtly. And but all the same, we don't gotta make it harder on you than we already have.
Yeah,
I would also like to add,
Yeah.
I'd like to add that if we are running from something, I wouldn't like to go to a house that is got a fiery furnace inside it that might just send us to a rage. I'd rather go to a cold house.
Nice, comfortable, frigid home.
No,
And if
I
I were-
apologize. My mother's home is nowhere near here.
Home,
If I
frigid
recall-
home.
If I
Is-
recall, Henry is not due to be back for a while.
Was that a mother joke? I'm still trying to find the.
Wait. Henry is technically not gone yet. Because I know he was doing research on the Lupine journal when we went to the. He's talking about leaving, but he hasn't gone quite yet.
Correct. He said he was at least willing to help you guys research and then head out.
We could at least let him know to expect some sort of warding when he returns. This way, it's not a total surprise.
Now it's
Maybe
going to
we
take me.
should just.
I
talk to
should
him.
add that it's going to the warding of your property is going to take me the better part of a week just to make sure it's done proper. Like things
Well,
like
and
this have complicated spells that you can't quite rush through.
Well, that, and I think also the priority that we have right now is actually utilizing the steel and the silver to get that Gatling gun made and secured to the actual carriage. So that's likely going to have to take the main priority.
I'd have to agree with that. I think we should keep her working on our current business, not on something that we got to fall back on. Hopefully not fall
Agreed.
back on.
At the
Well,
very
yeah,
least, do we have a?
Dad,
What?
I asked if you had anything to add, if any opinions.
Just hoot it to Noah.
Well, no. Well, I'm gonna transform out of owl form so I can actually communicate.
Oh Jesus, you got real heavy real fast.
Well, I'm gonna get off.
Aww.
You thought you
I'll
were
say-
strong, big man.
And I'll say, I think it's best that that we get our own security. We can't be always running here whenever we got problems. You know, we gotta sometimes hold our own problems.
All right. I think we're in agreement then. For the most part.
Adele, anything to add?
I think adding extra safety precautions is a good idea.
All right. Well then, after I get done with your fancy contraption there, I'll get to work warding your property.
I guess the only question to be had is, will we be able to get in when we choose to? Because I recognize you were offering us a key to your house. Are we going to have a key to our house, or will we have to call you every time we want to go home?
Well, hun, it wouldn't be very useful to you if you couldn't get inside your own property. I'll be able to tie it to you and make sure that you're able to get into your own home.
Excellent. Couldn't ask for more.
All right then. Well, you're welcome to crash here for the day if you want, but me, I'm gonna tie a couple on and then call it a night.
Yeah, what time is it? Because I mean, we kind of came to the well pretty early in our evening.
Mhm.
It's not too bad. It's only about midnight-ish.
Well, I definitely need someone to eat.
Yes, I can do for the feeding myself. Down like 5 blood.
Now, other than pump and silver, how else are we going to fight these lupines?
Well, I know we discussed with Josephine about possibly making some silver mist bombs. That should help dissipate quite a few of them. Right now, Henry is assisting with seeing if we can find the Lupine's main village, but that cipher is really what's holding us up. Because we may have to bargain a bit, and as well, the chief and his son seem to be in a bit of an odds of what should be done about us. The chief seems a bit willing to work with us and actually coexist where his son wants total annihilation. We might be able to pull that to our advantage.
I would say if they are aiming for annihilation, we might be able to direct that towards some other vamps that ain't so friendly. I heard we got a small nest in Mexico if we're willing to take a trip and lead them back.
I think disorientation and distraction with traps might be the best way to go about this fight. Multiple layers, multiple things. And we gotta stay far away. When we engage, we need to make sure that we're gonna end the battle and not just fight them one-on-one.
I'd have to say that battle is going to go a lot easier if we can get that son to fight the Sabbat for us, rather than the father trying to take the whole clan against only us.
Well, the chief is actually, not that he's on our side, but he's more willing to negotiate and doesn't see us as much of a threat. It's really his son that's really all out wanting to have a war with us. But when we spoke to them last time, they made it fairly clear that while they were not going to be attacking us for the time being, we are not allies. And I know you're referring to the Sabbat in Mexico, and they are likely to be just as unwilling to assist, if not killing us directly on sight. It's very difficult to negotiate with the Sabbat when they're usually of one single stupid ferocious mind.
And that is perfectly fine for what we need of them, which is to attack the werewolves as well as to make us not look as bad as the other vampires out there.
Well, the Lupines aren't going to distinguish vampire from vampire. They're going to see us, and they're just going to decide that all kindred need to be killed. And especially if we bring up a large tribe of Sabbat from the south, they're likely going to wipe out this town on their way, and then we would actually be the cause of it.
That is a problem. I was just hoping to separate the forces between the Lupine. Whoever is loyal to those of the sun might be willing to fight the Sabbat, who are willing to fight. And if we could subvert the rest of the clan while they're busy, I was hoping for an easy victory, taking out the leadership while the sun dies on the battlefield.
Oh, I agree with your thought on this. This is what we tried before, and the agreement that we have now seems to be the best that we were going to get. I almost lost my head on that one. That was fun. And quite frankly, I've never tried to negotiate with a Sabbat.
I don't know if this happened last game. Wait, did you use your scroll to contact your I forgot how you're supposed to contact him, to be honest. Remember we had contacting scrolls when we went San Miguel.
Yeah, I haven't used them yet. Perhaps maybe tonight is the night. We've been so busy, so finally, if we take the time to sit down, I could use that and see what information I can gather. Maybe get some help.
Well, Hans, this seems like a whole bunch of personal politics that I'm not too privy to, but if you don't mind me, I'm going to have a couple of drinks and then call it a night. It's been exciting. Just do me a favor and don't hoist any more rats at my barrier while you're at it, please.
We'll definitely try.
If one of us were to leap into that open space over your wall, would we go flying back like that rat?
And I
Yes.
wouldn't recommend it. The answer is yes.
I
Would
I
it,
think we
found
might
that
have
out the hard way.
attempted.
are you saying it'd hurt?
If it works the way it's meant to, it definitely would.
Ah, damn, it looks fun.
You guys actually
Alright.
do remember when one of you, I forget which one it was, it might have been Liam, tried
it
to
was
just
Noah.
it was Noah, just was like, fuck it, and tried to push his way through and all right, so what are y'all doing?
The only
Looks
thing
like we
Liam is
should
actually,
mosey.
yeah, the only thing Liam's going to actively do is try and find someone to eat. And then probably go home and talk to Henry about the sigil, but that really doesn't need to be a full discussion.
No, I will say make a wits plus survival roll, because it is actually difficult to find, since the town is locking up earlier because of the illness and everything. It's not as easy as it normally is to find people on the street.
I'm looking to feed as well.
All
Yeah, I'm gonna
right,
have to make that roll as
everyone
well.
who's looking to feed, go ahead and make a wits plus survival roll.
Oh, hold
Okay,
on.
I cannot believe I have no points in survival. That is so weird. I'm gonna have to get a point in survival. Oh, glad I rolled a 10. One success.
2.
Are you all 3? Okay. 4. Are you all 4? Okay. And are you all hunting as a group, or are you all splitting off and doing your own thing?
Aegis would offer to go with Liam.
I would ask him politely to bring home some leftovers.
I'm gonna go with as well. Join the group.
Maybe tell a night watch that we got an injured man on our ranch. Something like that.
My instinct would be to split off after we kind of get in closer to town. Kind of Walter would. Like, I'd just want to find someone who's kind of out of his wits already, or his or her wits already, and just kind of do it quick and be gone.
I know right now one of the harder parts about town is that everyone is sick, so I don't know who's even out.
Well, they don't have to be out as much as out of it and not see me.
I will say, with your guys' rolls, you know that you can either stake out the church that has been turned into a hospital bay, or it's looking like you're probably going to have to like break into someone's home and feed off of someone.
All right, I don't find anyone out.
Not just out, but again, well, what I'm asking you guys is, given your roles,
yes,
do you want to either stake out the church, or are you going to try and be going into people's private residences?
Aegis is stake out.
Town, just outside town.
As soon as the group is outside of Josephine's place, I'd like to cloak the gathering for them.
Okay. Do you need to make a roll for the anything, or is it their expenditure of any kind?
No, it shouldn't be.
No, not for unseen presence.
Okay. Yeah, you all go wibbly wobbly, and I'll say, if you're going to the church, you wait about 20 or so minutes, and you see 2 women come out and taking cloth off of their face, and you get the idea that these are volunteers that have been helping out with the sick inside the building.
Like, nope, can't eat them.
Like, I won't be too heartless tonight. I can try to find someone else.
Okay. You wait a little bit longer and you see the doctor come out from the building.
What does the doctor look like?
Middle-aged guy, close-cut beard and mustache combination, hair parted down the middle, glasses on his nose.
If we're all trying to save the town, would it be good we killed the doctor?
Is he walking okay?
Yeah, you notice he's coughing a bit, but other than that. I'm assuming you guys let the two women go, right? You didn't pursue them?
I did not. Yeah.
No.
No,
Can't
we
eat
wouldn't
them.
pursue. At the moment, we're kind of letting our morals guide.
I'm not. We just the decision was made to hunt in a group, and so I'm like, well, here I am. It's like
I'm gonna just avoid town and
Yeah.
make my way back to our little ranch, Old William's place.
Okay. You meet up with Sonoy as you get like on the outskirts of town. He follows along with you.
Yeah, I would leave the church. I would actually be like looking around other areas where anyone might be walking to and from. And if I find no one, I'd get bored and go home.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
back
say
to the
with the
homestead.
roll that you made. Now you guys going with Walter, or are you all just splintering off?
I'm not even with them already. I'm not there with them. I'm in a different location with them.
Walter, give me a dex stealth roll.
Okay. Like I broke off after we cloaked the gathering and went in town.
I will say after you get a certain radius away from Noah, you become revisible again.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, nice. Well, there's ones. I have 4 success.
You get the idea to kind of look around at some of the local barns and everything, and on the outskirts of town of some of the other farms and stuff like that. And you see that there is one that has a stable hand, and he's probably about like 19-ish, peach fuzz on the face, blonde hair, and he is asleep on a little cot that's in the barn.
How far am I from where the group was going?
I mean, the group is in town center, and you're on the outskirts, so you're further away.
Yeah. Is it like could I take a minute and just like jog back to town?
I mean, on foot, it's probably going to take you closer to like 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, yep, never mind. I'm just gonna go make this boy's dreams more pleasant.
Okay.
I'm gonna look around and make sure that there's no one around and it's not like a super visible spot first. And
you're pretty certain that other than some cows and some horses and some sheep, you don't have any witnesses.
And I'm gonna just go take 2 blood.
Easy enough. You do that.
Okay. Yay. Thanks.
Liam, you get the idea that it might be break and entering unless you guys want to raid the sick bay.
I try my hardest to remember this place or its address or whatever.
Fair enough.
Aegis is going to break off, and she's going to go into her own obfuscate and head towards the Desert Rose. Her intent is to see if there's just anyone, perhaps, again, she's not aware, she's without knowing if it's open or not. She's like, maybe there's some people around there. She's going to want to investigate around there.
All right, you give me a Perceptigate roll.
3 successes.
You see that it is closed and not open for business, which is weird because normally it is during these operating hours. But you look around and you do see a notice on the front door, and it's basically saying, due to recent events, business has been temporarily halted in order to preserve the health and well-being of the citizens of St. Angelo. I will say though, Liam quickly and Adele go ahead and make a dex stealth roll too. Same thing with Noah. Dex stealth.
Really, my stealth is only one.
Can I talk to Sonoya
Absolutely.
and ask him if he's seen the rat presence die down in town since the explosion happened, or did he even feel that?
6, got it. I definitely heard a loud noise, brother, and I smelt gunpowder in the air.
I got
haven't
an 8.
seen any of the rats, though I smell their presence around, but it's definitely a lot less than what they were before.
That's excellent. The plan may have worked then.
All right. 8 for Noah. What was it for Liam? Okay. So I'll say with those rolls, it takes a little bit of breaking and entering. You guys are able to pop the lock on a couple of windows, get into various houses, and you're each able to take I'll say 2 blood. You're able to find one person and not kill them unless you want to kill them.
Not in this town. Enough is killing them already.
Okay. So you're each able to find a person to feed from and get 2 blood from them. I assume you guys start to make your way back to the homestead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. You wait a little bit, and a little while, about half an hour later, you start to see all your companions start to make it back to the home.
Real quick, if I walk into the homestead, is Henry there?
Yes. He has lit a couple candles, and he is nose to the grindstone making notes and muttering to himself as he's seeming to have a couple of books out, and he's studying with the journal there, and seems to be hard at work.
Okay.
If you walk in, he looks up and goes, "Oh, well, welcome back. Was it successful?"
Yes.
I don't
Wait,
like how you paused.
It's like, wait, I don't know why you
Well-
sound so why you don't sound confident. It was a complete and utter success.
Well, success with this group always usually comes with a little extra to it.
Oh,
So,
yes.
We like to earn our successes. We pay for them.
Mm-hmm.
At least we didn't kill anyone in town. That's excellent. This time.
I feel like that is a low bar, but congratulations.
I mean, with this group, just making sure we keep the collateral damage down is a success on its own.
Yes, indeed. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Right. All right. Well, then good on you for minimal casualties. I've made a little bit of progress since you've been out. I think I found the second clue.
Oh, that's helpful. We also found, we believe we found the anchor and that's what was destroyed, but I brought what I could remember of that sigil to you just in case it might spark some memory of yours.
Oh, really? Give it here. Let me take a look at it.
I give him over the sigil that I drew.
Yeah.
Our friend believes it's a amplifying type marker.
I would like to ask, do we have anybody in our employ that might be able to clean up that sinkhole before they find some nasty shit at the bottom?
Between now and tomorrow morning, not likely.
I think your friend is very clever. Yes, this particular sigil, um, I remember seeing it once before. I don't have that particular tome with me, but it was listed in very, very old magic of a group of the Order of Hermes used to use, and was converted to blood sorcery some time ago. And it is a way to amplify and anchor one's abilities to a location. There's even rumors of some acolytes of certain individuals carving it into their own flesh and being living vessels carrying a beacon of their master's ability with them.
Wow.
The group can go ahead and make a int plus occult roll. If you have occult, the difficulty is 8. If you don't have occult, the difficulty is 9.
Double botch.
I got 2 10s.
Double ones.
Two
Let's
successes.
go. Snake
Uh,
eyes.
Thank you, Henry.
You
for
just
that
sit
1 point
there
of
way and
occult
go, Hermes.
Does my Hermes.
I also botched. If I was in on this, so
I
I
believe
lean-
Walter and I
I-
said Hermes the same way at the same time.
Right?
Yeah, no, I lean
They're like
over,
Beavis and Butthead over here.
I lean
yeah,
over the Walter and I go, Hermes.
4 successes for Adele.
I'm.
One of you is like, huh, what about Himmies?
Oh God.
3 successes for Liam. Anyone else?
That was 2 for
I
Rachel.
would say that.
2. And how many
Walter
for
would say
Noah?
that.
3.
Okay. Noah, Liam, and Adele. You and your various travels have heard about this. The Order of Hermes was a group of human mages that became a sect of theirs, or the ones that eventually became Clan Tremere. They are the ones who wanted to had experimented with Vitae before and its properties of magical influence, and basically, as the rumors go, forced a Shimisi elder to embrace them, but through their powers kind of became their own clan and found a way to adapt the magical knowledge that they had before into blood sorcery and became the first Tremere. It's one of many reasons that Clan Tremere was almost wiped out as soon as it was created on principle by other kindred going, nope, fuck that. And basically a deal was, because originally Clan Tremere wanted to be an independent clan like Asimite and the followers of Set and different ones like that. However, they were considered way too dangerous to be left unchecked. And the Camarilla basically told them, so here's the deal. You either join us and help our cause, or we wipe you off the map.
Oh, that goes damn Tremere.
Well, at least we have some origins of this. However, I know that what we're dealing with is old, so its origins probably tie into that very nicely.
Lucky for you, there's an easy enough way to stop it. You just simply have to destroy the sigil, as I assume you all did this evening. Doing that, since it has to usually be made on a physical place in the physical plane, destroy whatever it's carved or painted onto, and you break the connection.
Well, and see, tonight was a rousing success.
Mhm.
I'm very well roused.
You guys hear a loud snoring and then the dropping of a bottle. Clink, 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 roll, 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 roll. As you guys look off in the corner and Bartleby is just passed out with a couple of empty bottles near him and just... and Henry just said, yes, it seems the last ordeal was very taxing on your friend there.
You know, there's a bed upstairs.
I doubt he could have made it on all fours.
My man.
Well, you're looking him good.
But if you're interested, so we had the first clue, which he flips through. I think you guys have it written down of the first clue from the...
I do.
Ew.
So follow the moon as she rests for the night. This will give you the first marker.
Yep.
Upon the shoulders of the grandfather, follow the mother's tears to their source. Now I've been doing some research and
Oh, sorry. Can you do it one more time?
Upon the shoulders of the grandfather, find the mother's tears and follow them to their source.
You're good.
I don't know much about the second part of that, but I do have a hint about the first part. I was cross-referencing some of the other information that we had gathered. There is a plateau a few miles out of the general location that you were first looking at. If you go in the direction that the moon would be setting this time of year, and there is a plateau that a lot of the native individuals here call the lone grandfather. Maybe it means you need to climb up to the top of that.
That's what it was sounding like. I'm just based on these two alone, it sounds like we'd have to follow the setting moon to a marker and then probably standing atop that plateau. Mother's Tears is likely going to be, it wouldn't be a stream necessarily, it might be a waterfall.
Definitely, probably water.
Judging that the mother's tears might be water and that we're tracking a source, I'd guess that it's a running river.
So we have to find the riverbed.
Or the
All right,
wellspring
well,
that it sprouts from.
Well, where do we know the place around here?
Henry looks and he goes, well, there are these two rivers here that flow past on either side of this plateau, and they seem to come from a little bit of a mountain off in the distance.
So this is the Rio Grande and then the Rio Venti, yes? No? No.
No.
What we might seek is the mountain.
Well, at least it seems to at least giving you a direction. But as I
well.
said, I'm not done with the markers. It would probably, unless you're wanting to go immediately, which I wouldn't recommend. If you give me a little bit more time, I might be able to decipher the rest of this hidden message.
I'm happy to climb a mountain, but not
It
if I
may
don't
give
know
us-
where I'm going yet.
True.
Yeah, it may we hopefully get more precise info so we can at least have a direction.
Well, then I'll get at this for another couple hours and then head to bed, sleep for a bit, and continue with it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Thank you.
I
You're doing a
I
good
actually
thing,
don't have
Henry.
any,
Thank
I
you.
don't have anything else to do this evening, so.
All right. Does anyone else want to do anything tonight?
I want to tell Liam where the
Um,
stable hand lives for later. That's all. He
he
looked like your type.
Oh, good to know.
Atris has no other goals for the night. Show bedtime.
Wei will excuse himself sometime during the night and say I will be right back. I am gonna go get something to eat before bed. And I will be off with Sonoy.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go off, transform into a wolf, run with Sonoy probably a mile or two out of town, and hunt any local kind of animal I can during the night and drink their blood.
Go ahead and do wit plus survival, please.
I would bother Liam and ask him to help train me in the drama of lying. So I would like some help with my performance skill, if I can help him train me at all until the day gets bright.
Well, do you want help with performance or do you want help with lying? Because one would give you performance is going to be things like singing, acting, things like that. Lying is going to be subterfuge.
It would definitely be performance for being dramatic.
Okay. I will say he can definitely, if he so chooses, help you with that. It won't necessarily help you with lying, but you can definitely become more dramatic and learn about the process.
I will teach them the art of gesture and of dramatic pause.
5 successes on the woods survival.
It's late at night and it is still winter. However, you're able to find and sniff out a couple animals buried underneath the ground that you're able to dig up, a couple of rabbits. You're able to get some deer. I'll say all together for the night with 5 successes. How long do you want to spend doing this? How much time do you want to dedicate to this?
I need 7 blood. So as long as it's going to take.
Okay. 7 blood, I'm going to say at 5 successes, I'll give it to you, but you're going to be out till almost like with just enough time to get back to the homestead before dawn kind of thing.
Wow. Okay. Dang, that's a long time.
Well, because if you think about it, animal blood
Yeah.
is not as nutritious as human blood. You're having to hunt, so that's a lot of patience and time and stalking an animal and things like that. Keeping downwind, all of that. That is even draining a cow only gives you how many blood? Like 5 or something like that?
Yeah. Okay, I'll just go for 2 blood then. I don't want to be out all night.
Well, I mean, if you want to split the difference, if you want to be out for like a couple of hours, I'll say you can get like 4 blood.
Sure. Let's do that.
Okay. All right. You guys see as Wea and Noah start running lines together from a couple of plays that
Wea and Noah?
Sorry, Liam and Noah start running lines together from a play that they've seen, or at least that he's seen, Noah's seen, Liam's seen in the past. God, mouth words.
Least you're pretty.
What was that? And then
I want to try to play accenting harmonica behind their line reading without telling them that that's what I'm trying to do, or even asking them if they want it or anything like that.
All right, give me a Dex plus performance roll, Walter. Hell,
Boy.
same thing for Liam and Noah. Let's see how y'all do on this. Atris and Adele, are you just watching this?
Yeah. Just letting everything unfold.
Oh, fudge! I botched that.
Wonderful. You had to make it a dex roll, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9.
You had to make
Technically
a
speaking, I guess I
performance
could have
roll.
also done for the actors charisma plus performance, but definitely Dex for Walter is so. 2 successes for Liam, and how many successes for Walter?
I already forgot. I think it's 9. It's at least 7. 1, 2, 3,
It was
4,
9.
5, 6,
9
7,
successes.
8.
Okay.
Oh, 9. Yeah.
Liam, you start quoting from Hamlet, and
Overdone. Macbeth me.
fine, it's Macbeth.
Out, dumb spot, out.
And you give Noah the role of Lady Macbeth, and he tries a bit to halfway obfuscate where he's got like one breast out, one breast is in, and kind of and you're doing a pretty good job of emoting and everything else, and he's like, ouch, damn stain.
Sounds about accurate.
Just really but a beautifully haunting harmonica solo is in the background this entire time, just setting the tone and really helping. I mean, there's some like Howard Shore shit going on in the background of this thing.
I don't know why, but I keep imagining it's like a hauntingly beautiful version of That's What Friends Are For.
You never thought that harmonica and Macbeth would go well together, but I guess it's better or worse than bagpipes. So
Remind me to give this man a flute sometime.
hey, you guys have a flute. It just does interesting things.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot this.
That's an option.
Also, we haven't researched those other items yet.
But yeah, you guys do that. No, doesn't really get better, but he doesn't get worse.
For 0 skill points, I'd say that's good.
If you don't make mistakes, how can you learn?
And I'll say a few hours later, Wea, you come back to the tail end of whatever the hell is going on as Walter's sitting there harmonicaing it up.
Beautiful music coming out of the house, but wretched screams.
Liam just put Bartleby upstairs and snuck out 2 blood points from him as well.
But yeah, Wea, you come back to this as Noah is just like overacting something that you've never heard of before.
No, it's not quadruple double toil and trouble. It's double toil.
He's out Shatnering Shatner, like to be or not to exist.
It's velour.
What do you do when you see all this?
I'm just gonna. I'm walking. I'm gonna see this. I'm gonna look for like the 2 nearest pillows. I'm gonna put them against my head, and then I'm gonna walk upstairs. But I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna like pick my teeth.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna grab the pillows, do that, and just like walk upstairs.
Okay.
Wow.
I'll say, other than that, unless there's something else that someone else desperately wants to do tonight, y'all.
Philistines.
Everybody's a critic. Y'all bed down for the night. Noah, you botched, right? It wasn't just one success you botched. I'll say, unfortunately, that doesn't really help. It's not sticking with you this time. It's not going to justify you getting better at it. But y'all bed down for the night. I need Noah. I need Wea to go ahead and make his nightmares roll. Atris, I need you to make your willpower roll. This time, diff 8.
I keep fucking forgetting about that shit.
It's a shame we don't have any free time to handle that situation.
I know.
2 successes.
Seriously. I mean,
Right.
more than 2. That's
Where
like
you're
5.
able to rest the night. So anyone who's spent a willpower point gets 1 willpower back for the full night.
Yay.
Successes.
All right, 5 successes. You feel the strength of this entity growing in frustration of you not allowing yourself to communicate with it,
Yes,
but
I'll
you're
talk to the
still
damn
able to
thing.
push it out. However, I will say that with that, you do not get a willpower point back for the night, Atris, just because it was taking so much concentration to push this thing out of your mind that it wasn't really a restful sleep. Y'all wake up, spend a blood. The night is yours. Liam, you suspect that your delivery should probably be close, if not already having been delivered. What would you like to all accomplish for the evening?
I would like to track my order. I'm not sure what the tracking number is. If Amazon could just get that to me.
This is the Pony Express. Anybody else want to?
Liam is actually going to head into town just because he wants to hear what the murmurs are about what happened the night before.
Okay.
And he's going to scope out Stable Boy's house. I'm not going to do anything yet, but he's going to scope.
All right. I will say, give me a perception alertness to kind of hear, unless you want to directly talk to people. It's up to you. Are you directly talking to people, or are you just overhearing?
I'm going to ham the fuck out of this up.
Okay, so for that, and are you doing your Mask of 1,000 Faces?
Oh, yeah, I got to do that first.
Because UGLY, you ain't got no alibi.
Miss Adele, can we check out the contents of these other fancy boxes?
Sure.
I believe we're still missing a monocle and a vase that we know nothing of.
Because yeah, we checked the knife, we checked the map, and we checked the flute. We just need to check the vase and the monocle.
Or the vase, if you prefer.
Yeah. Well, which do we want to do?
Atris is going to take the chest with the gin, kind of, not even really speaking. She's kind of just annoyed, just kind of giving a side eye, just like, I need to have a conversation. And she's going to take it and just go upstairs with it.
How many successes, Liam?
Oh, I got 5.
You're able to see a couple of people trying to hurriedly lock up their shop and get home.
Okay. But it's early in the evening. This is like what? Like it's winter, so this is like what, 6:30, 7 o'clock at night.
Yep, but you still see you guys have heard from the scuttlebutt that town is locking up earlier these days because of the sickness.
Yeah.
in our time here, have I ever encountered like have you ever heard like a town gossip or anything? Just like a chatty Cathy. Someone who's got their nose in everything for no good reason.
Like a town crier.
You
No, no, I'm
offended
talking
one
about
of them.
Yeah. You usually know that like bars and pubs and places like that are usually good sources of information.
Is
'cause
Miss
every-
Bell's establishment open for business?
The lights at this point, it being like 7 o'clock at night, if you left right away, the lights are still on in there.
All right, going in.
There's about 15 people in there, which for them is light.
Just gonna sit down at the bar. Well, now things be getting mighty somber around here, ain't they?
Well, one of the guys next to the bar, and he's sitting there with a glass of some dark liquid. First, our town got ran over by a bunch of frickin' bison. Now it seems everybody we know is getting sick and people are dying left and right.
Yes, that has become a very unfortunate series of events. Quite a bit blood boiling around here because of these items.
Yep, pretty much.
I know our home is a bit outside, but last night we heard a rather large rather large kaboom, if you will. Saw a bit of smoke peeling up. Any idea what that was?
Well, sheriff said he heard gunshots last night over by the town well, and then some piece of dynamite went. We think that there were bank robbers that tried digging underneath the town, and maybe one of them turned on each other, started shooting. We think there was an old piece of dynamite they were using to excavate to get under the town, and one of the things went off.
I'd hope by now that any bank robbers would have heard what happened previously and be staying far away from here.
Well, you never know with those criminal ties. And you hear another guy from an older guy. I told you that wasn't no kind of dynamite. I don't give a damn what the sheriff says. I personally say that there is natural gases underneath the town and that one of them ruptured.
Well, now, sir, based on the rather distinct aroma that is appearing off of your body, I believe you know quite a bit about natural gas.
He's got you there, Earl. And a couple of the other people start laughing, and Earl looks all, what do you know about it, pretty boy?
I only know what I hear, old timer, but I am glad to see you are in high spirits. That's definitely a bit of a commotion. Why don't y'all let me take care of you around for this evening? And thank you so much for your conversation, and definitely lifted up my spirits a bit.
Well, hell, I'm not going to stop you. And the rest of them, all right, all right. And by the way, the lady of the house is definitely there, and she is staring you daggers. Belle is just sitting there.
Now, Miss Bell, I understand last time we spoke, I accidentally rung you wrong, and I do apologize about that. Unfortunately, my foot decided to not only take a residency in my mouth, but both of them decided to fill it up to the brim and just spout out whatever left-footed nonsense came out. You are indeed a rare desert bloom, and I apologize for any and all offense that I may have caused. In addition to that, I'd like to offer my condolences for the loss of your husband.
Give me a charisma plus expression roll. Four successes. Her body posture softens a little bit, especially at the mention of her husband. Well, thank you kindly. I guess you can continue to drink here. Just mind your manners.
My mother would be proud if I did. But if there's anything that you do need from us, please do not hesitate to ask. We'll make sure this town is better than when we first arrived here, and I remember all of its grits and glory.
Well, more people buy, the more money the town has. So we'll see what we can do about that. She serves the drinks. And then you said, what, you were going to head off to where after this? Oh, the stable boy.
Yeah, just scope out the house. Not really.
Yeah. Okay. So Atris, you're going upstairs. Adele, you're going to be looking at the items. Which one were you going to be focused on?
Monocle.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for Spirit's Touch.
Is that who's with Adele? I don't think Walter's gonna stay home, but who's with Adele?
All right. Well, if Walter's leaving, Atris is going upstairs. Liam left, so right now that would leave Noah.
I'll be with her.
What was that, Wea?
I'll be with Adele.
Okay. So Noah and Wea are currently there. Bartleby comes stumbling down at some point, going, "Oh God, my." Oh. And Henry is in the house, and he still knows of the grindstone, studying the books.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be 8.
I'm gonna look at Bartleby and I'm gonna say, "Looks like you got kicked in the head by a horse."
Yeah, and that horse's name was Jim Beam. Five successes. Okay. And Walter, you're leaving the house as well?
Yeah, I'm just going on a walk at the moment. I don't have anywhere I want to go.
Okay. Adele, you close your eyes and you allow your consciousness to reach out to this object, and you focus in on it. And again, you're very good at flashing back. Again, now you're looking for the origin of the object, or are you looking for just the first, like a time that's being used?
I guess it being used so I can figure out what the hell it is, what it does.
All right. You go and see an older man. It flashes, and then suddenly you see an older man, trimmed white mustache that kind of comes into a curl a bit, pointed white beard. He is actually dressed what looks like an old, you've seen this before, a British officer's a red coat outfit, 1700s time period, so not too much older from now. And you see he's walking with a cane, and he definitely has a limp in his step where he's having trouble walking. And he walks out into a field, and you see that the monocle is on his eye. And you see him walk out, and he comes into this little grove of trees. And you see unmarked graves there. There's about 7 of them. And he mutters something, and the monocle, it's hard to tell if it flashed or if it just, like, the light hit it in such a way that there was a glare to it. And you see him look around, and he's actually closing the eye that the monocle isn't covering. And he's looking just above where the gravestones are. Oh, my friends, there you are. I'm so sorry. I should have seen it. I didn't know. Damn. Colonials sitting here. I didn't know they were hiding in the bushes. I didn't know when I sent you here. Please don't be angry at me. I think I'm ready now. You've been trying to talk to me for some time, and I've seen, and he moves his shirt, and you see scratch marks on his body. I know you're angry at me. Do what you need to do. I deserve it. I'm ready to join you now. And you suddenly just see the leaves blowing from a windless movement, and his clothes start to tear, and then the monocle gets tossed, and you just see the guy fall limp, almost like he's having like a heart attack, and it just goes off into the undergrowth of the trees, and the vision snaps back.
Huh. Is it kind of a see the dead, communicate with the dead scenario?
Give me a wits plus occult to try and cipher out what you just saw. Yes, standard difficulty. You get that it's more, it's at least to see the dead. You have no way of telling one way or the other if it's a communicate with the dead, if he was just talking at them. But you get the idea with how he was looking, and you personally don't have any experience with ghosts other than ghost stories and things that you've heard, but it had all the markings of someone that was seeing something that could not be seen by the normal naked eye. And as someone who has a history of seeing things that can't be seen by others, at least auras and things like that, it kind of looked like when you're looking at something that most people can't see.
Got it. Interesting. Could be useful.
Does it do more than make you see better?
Well, define see better. You certainly see better with this, from what I can gather. You can, from what I can tell, you could see the dead. You wouldn't need my skills.
And Adele, you know that seeing the dead is actually something beyond what you can see. The auras of objects, you can see the auras, but seeing the dead as of right now is something that only the clan Giovanni has been rumored to be able to do.
Well, yeah, I mean more like it's a step up from what I can do.
Waya's gonna like put his hand out and say, "Can I see it?"
Sure.
And I'm just gonna hold it up to my eye and just kind of squint and look through it.
old man William.
There's just a spectral cow hanging out in the corner.
His face is like right here, like directly watching me as I put it up
Just
to the
like,
monocle.
you fucker.
Yeah.
Get
Gotcha,
out of my
bitch.
house!
Okay, carrying daggers at Liam.
Oh, where you hold it up and you don't see anything. However, go ahead and give me a wits plus occult roll, please.
Oh, this is. Oh, 2.
As with many things, you get the idea that there might be some kind of way to activate it, that it's not just a passive thing of looking through it. Kind of like your guys' disciplines or a lot of magical items require some kind of activation rather than them just being magical.
I'll hand it back over to Adele, and I'll say, maybe use your ability while wearing it. I don't know. Do the aura thing.
Worth a shot.
What else are we gonna do?
Do the aura. Do.
Then I want or perceive through it.
Okay, so you do. First off, it's kind of bright in your eye because the magical aura from this thing is it's like holding a flashlight up to your eyeball, so you're like
Who's the dumbass who didn't
She's
think
already
this
been
through?
blind once.
because
Like, no more blinding.
you know that magical auras have like the sparkle, so there's like a ton of like sparkles in your eye. Okay. So that was a thing. It doesn't seem to show you as you look around. You see your comrades' auras. You see Henry's aura there. You see Liam with the little black lines going through. You see.
Wait a minute,
Bartleby.
my amulet protects me from those lines.
That's right. That's right. You still wearing your amulet. I forgot about that. You look at Henry, and there's definitely something off about his aura. There's something darker to it, and there's almost like a shadow connected to it. Like his aura casts a shadow now.
You made a deal with the devil or something?
It's not something you've actually seen before, so that's kind of a new one for you. You're a little untrained with that one. But it doesn't seem like the eyeglass, it doesn't seem like just doing aura perception is giving it. However, Henry does look up and goes, would you mind me having a look at that?
Okay. Here.
He takes it and he looks closely and he kind of adjusts his glasses a little bit and he looks. Oh, well, if you look, there's actually writing on the inside here on the rim. And you see he shows it to you, and very extremely finely, there's writing in some kind of language that you don't recognize around the rim, and a little bit etched just on the side of the glass, where it almost looks like when they do the glass etching kind of thing on something. Not enough to block the visual, but it's very subtle, very fine. It's the most detailed work you've ever seen that small before. This would not be something that would be easy to replicate, given that this is before such technology invented where a machine could just laser etch this on there. But it has the precision just for Miranda's visual. This is the precision that you would normally need, like a microscope and a laser etcher to get into. All right. This is interesting. It's a very old form of Danish, I believe, or Swedish, or somewhere from around there. From what I understand, it does indeed allow you with the use of someone's will, they can activate this and see the dead. However, there is a bit of a warning of being careful on observing those who do not wish to be seen. I can tell you from personal experience, from my studies, that the dead often do not like being observed unless they are willfully trying to be seen. You peering in on them might open a bit of a doorway, so to speak, from their world to you, and you might not be glad that you made the connection.
What, you want to be a spiritual people, Tom?
So don't mess with it.
Well,
Got it.
my curiosity is piqued for those of us who can choose not to be seen.
You can choose not to be seen on this plane, my friend, but though I am no necromancer, you want to be careful. The knight who helped set up the trap that you guys all encountered, the one of the skeletal hallway.
Mm.
From every story I've heard, messing with the dead, if you ever lose control of them, they usually go after the person that bound them first. And if I'm understanding the warning correctly, what it's basically saying is the advantage is you get to peer into the land of the realm of the undead and see what you can see. However, they can also see you, and it makes a connection where they might follow you and leave yourself more vulnerable to their influence and retribution.
Oh no, that I understand. What I'm saying is for those of us who can choose to be, for more or less of a better term, somewhat invisible, I wonder if this monocle can see those who choose to not be seen.
One way to find out. You can try it.
No, do I have to read Danish? Because I don't think I can.
You basically get the idea that if someone wears it and you spend a willpower point, you can activate it. For the sake of the group, this item is going to, it costs 1 willpower to activate, and it lasts for a scene. However, all spiritual attacks against you have a -2 difficulty.
Interesting.
Oh, well, Liam is going to put on the monocle, and he is going to ask Atris and Noah if they could please be unseen for a moment.
I mean, if this is going on at the same time, I think Atris already went upstairs with the chest, so she would be in the room at the moment.
Okay, so then I'll ask Noah.
Would you prefer me to be unnoticeable or unseen and unknown?
Just, what is it? Let's just go for just unseen for the moment.
I will vanish from the mind's eye.
Well, that makes me forget that you're there. It doesn't. It's
Only
think you
if
just
I
got
succeed enough.
but that doesn't make you invisible. It just kind of makes me forget that you existed there.
It does both,
Only if I
kind of.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only if I succeed enough.
Okay. Monocle's on. Indubitably.
All right, do you spend the willpower point?
I do.
Liam, what you see, and it kind of helps to close the eye that the monocle isn't covering, so that way you can focus.
Role play it, please.
Mad Eye Moody I am.
the physical plane starts to kind of fade away, where it's in the out of focus and in the background, as you see the layout of the land and everything else, where it's almost like an astral plane before this building was constructed. You cannot see Noah. However, I'm going to message you what you do see, besides just...
Liam is purposely going to look over where we buried Old Man Williams.
Okay. And I will say that as far as like the spectral buildings and the layout of the land, looks very the best I can explain it as that scene in Return of the King when like there's the ghost buildings inside the land of the dead. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
So with 4 successes, I would successfully vanish, but I believe Liam would have more willpower than that, so he wouldn't forget me.
Liam has 9 willpower.
But yeah, it says I vanished completely. He just doesn't forget that I was there.
Yeah, I believe the distinction is that you don't even have a ghost-like appearance. You're just completely invisible now.
That's a worrisome amount of quiet storytelling.
That's an interesting thing to see. So not Old Man Williams, he's just pacing, kind of wandering the grounds. Let's see. But for the last 2, can you type to me just kind of how they seem? Do they seem concerned, worried, happy?
My playlist happened to jump to Necromancer by Gnarls Barkley during this. Fitting.
Liam reminds me of that one professor from Harry Potter.
Yep,
with
Mad-Eye Moody.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. I will take the monocle off.
You are no longer that person.
I will say right before you do, the one that was looking angrily turns to you for a split second and goes, and
That's exactly when you somehow went on mute.
you hear that, and then you take it off, and then all the visions disappear from your eyes.
Oh.
So, how'd it go?
Well, I couldn't see Noah, that's for sure. Although I can tell you that we have a rather fond caretaker roaming the grounds still.
I'll pop out of obfuscate.
Ah! Forgot you were there.
My smell never left you.
It don't matter how much I wash, it don't come out. Walter, if I could speak to you in private for a moment.
I'm not there.
Oh, that's right. Oh, then I didn't see those things.
All right, then okay, then yeah, you wouldn't have seen
I was walking. I was walking like around outside. Like I'm not
Okay, so
gone.
then
I'm
what
just
I'll
walking
say is,
around.
since you were looking outside at Old Man Williams, Liam, I'll say the same thing you saw before was just trailing him.
Okay. All right. I'll talk to him a little bit later.
Jump to Atris. Atris, you go upstairs into the loft area.
Yeah, she's going upstairs. She's gonna find a dresser to set it down. She's just gonna knock in like, okay, let's talk.
Important point of clarification. Do you open the box or do you leave the box closed?
I leave it closed. I speak to it and knock on it just to see if there's a response.
You feel that same tingle in your brain. Do you fight it or do you let it in?
I'll let it in.
Directionless and seeming to be coming from all around you at once. Inside your mind, you hear, "It's been quite a bit, my master. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me. Either make your wishes or let me free."
But I certainly don't want to keep you around. No offense, but I'd rather not have something attached to me. If I let you go, what would is it just as simple as letting go, or would you still do something for me?
The only way I may be freed is if you wish it to be so.
Before I release you, would you be able to grant me one wish?
I am bound to do so.
Would you be able to remove my clan curse? Be it so that I can be able to consume vitae.
Yes. Only yours, though, not your entire clan's. But yes, I can do that.
For myself only, and with no ill effects on myself.
There you go.
That is 2 wishes.
Would I be able to get both wishes?
You can certainly try.
All right. But if you will grant me at least the first wish to allow me to consume vitae, I will agree to let you go.
Make it official. I cannot do anything while sealed in this container, though.
Would Atris know immediately how to do it, or just?
Yep, you know that all you have to do is unlock and open the box.
All right.
You guys still have the key.
Case, shit, I think Walter actually has the key.
I thought they gave it to you, as you are now the.
Oh
owner
yeah,
of the
yeah,
box.
okay, yeah,
I
yeah, because I
did.
do all the box. Yeah, I
Yes.
would have to. Yeah, I would have to have the key. So yeah, she's just gonna take the key and unlock the chest.
All right. You see as purple smoke starts to billow from this thing, and you guys from down below, because the loft doesn't have a door or anything on it, it's just a loft. You see almost like dry ice, purple smoke spilling off the edge of the loft as a wind starts to pick up inside, and Henry starts grabbing his papers. Oh, what the hell? God, what's going on? As paper starts getting whipped around, and pouring out, you see the muscled bound legless form of the Jinn, eyes glowing as it comes from the box.
Is there
I would
any
like
light
to-
associated with this? Like if I'm looking at the windows,
Yeah,
is
you
there
see
like
a purple light coming from the top floor.
I've decided to return. I'll make my way back to the front door and enter soon enough.
Okay. Yeah, you're not that far away. You come bursting back in, and you see this purple smoke coming down from the loft.
Aw, shit. I slammed the door behind me.
I helped Henry grab his shit, and I'm like, I don't know what this is. We gotta go.
Who's staying? Who's going?
I'm not going.
I'll go with
I'm
Walter.
going.
Liam is staying.
Should I stay or should I go now?
He's actually just gonna sit on the couch and just look up at the smoke.
I see Henry's panic, and I move with him because I
Okay.
don't know either.
Henry gathers up his shit and he's heading out the door.
Who opened it now?
Open what? What is this? Ah!
And then, so Weya, you're not there, right? You're off somewhere, or are you there?
Oh, I was there. at the
Where's
same
Okay.
Jade?
house.
So
Yeah,
Weya,
let me
you're
know.
seeing all this. You're staying inside, or are you leaving?
No, I'm with Walter looking up at the loft with the purple
Okay,
smoke.
Adele, what are you doing?
I'll stay and watch.
So I shout, who opened it this time? Does anyone answer me?
Well, there's only one of us not here, Walter, and it's the owner of that box.
Does that box have elder blood? Jesus, I'm out.
Atris, damn it, can you hear me?
Can she hearing? I don't know.
Yes, you
Well, right
can
now.
hear Walter Atris.
We're in a loft and I'm shouting at you across it.
Friends don't let
Hang
friends
on.
do EDM.
Just taking care of a little gin business. It should be a moment, hopefully.
I look slowly from the upstairs in the smoke down to Henry and Noah and go, it's business. She's conducting business.
I'm hoping that I'm out by then.
You
I
are
believe
muted.
Henry wouldn't mess around.
I'm sorry. Storyteller is muted specifically.
Okay, so yes, you and Henry are able to make it out. Okay.
Hmm.
Everyone who's inside can hear now the voice of the Jinn. Make your wish, my master.
Grant me the ability to consume Beatade with no ill effects, and I shall release you from your box.
What'd she just say?
Say what?
I'm guessing, I don't know, but did you say that at like just a normal speaking volume up there in that room that you're alone in? Or did you just like shout that?
She's not shouting. Yeah, she would be. I mean, she would be firm, but yeah, she's not blaring it out.
Or did you even say it out loud at all? Because I don't know if you guys are having a mind conversation still. No, we heard the Jinn,
Yeah, we heard the gin.
Yeah.
but I don't know. All right.
I mean, I assume Atris said it out loud.
It's up to Atris.
Yeah. It would be in whatever way that she knows. It would be verbally, mental, whatever. She's communicating it to the Jinn.
Speak the words. Make the wish.
I thought I just did.
I think you have to say I
specific,
wish.
I wish. Oh. Okay.
Actually.
Abracadabra. Okay. I'd wish to be able to consume Vitae with no ill effects, and in return, I shall release you from my service.
Make a charisma plus expression roll. Difficulty 8.
Oh man, for some reason I have nothing in expression, so this may be great. I did get one success on that.
The eyes flash. And you feel something deep within your core, deep within your very essence of your soul, your being.
Abdominal?
Like a chain being broken, being released. And you feel lighter somehow. And it looks at you. Your wish has been granted.
Oh, thank you. And now, you're free to do what you wish.
I'm afraid I need the specific instruction.
Ah, yes, yes. I'd wish to release you from my service.
As you see the box, the Arabic writing on it starts to glow, and the box disintegrates and turns into ash as the being starts to swell within the space before it turns into this purple cloud of smoke as it just quickly goes and shoots out the up the chimney and through and disappears as it vanishes.
From outside the house, where does it go once it leaves the chimney? What are me and Henry seeing?
You see this giant cloud of purple smoke shoot up into the sky, and from the clouds you see and hear lightning flash, and there's a little bit of a purple tint to it as a purple thunderstorm kind of.
Would you say there is purple rain?
Not yet. But you do Atris, you now get that this being, this creature is freed in the world, and as of right now you feel no negative effect.
Well, I suppose I won't know if it'll work until I try it. She speaks to herself. She's just gonna go downstairs and then rejoin the group.
So,
All right.
how did it go?
But I believe that we've come to an agreement. I was able to negotiate the release of my clan curse. I'm hopefully able to now consume Vitae more freely. And in exchange, he will no longer bother me or anyone else.
Oh, tricky little devils. They tend to find a way.
Oh, and I know. Something tells me we haven't seen the last of him, but at the very least, he is released from my service. Yeah, hopefully my nights will be a little more restful and no more interruptions.
Can I see how far away this storm has moved?
Seems like at least a good couple miles off.
Well, I guess I'll lead Henry back inside now that it doesn't seem to be there.
Henry's just looking around at you all like, What was that?
That
Oh,
was a very, very annoying person that will not be bothering us anymore. He's someone who just grants wishes, and if you're not specific, he'll fuck your shit. That's the basic tenet of it.
I'm sorry. Does everyone in your circle just mess with magic for fun?
I thought that was your whole job back at the.
No!
Liam
No,
just-
it is not. I
Liam just-
research things diligently before I even approach them.
Liam just points at the monocle like,
We know what it'll do if we don't test it out.
Research!
This
somehow
was
we won.
Atris researching.
You
Right?
just see
Were you
Henry and
researching?
he gathers up his books and he storms up at the top of the loft, and you hear the book slam down as he seems to have moved himself further away from all of this. Atris, how low on blood are you?
She's only down, I think, 3 or 4 points. Yeah, 3 points.
Cool.
No, that does not sound cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds
Totally
like a
cool.
motive right there.
So,
Henry's probably just a steady. Yes, go ahead.
I will say that after a little bit, there is a knock at your door. Does anyone decide to answer it?
Yeah, I'll answer.
I hold everyone back and I sit awkwardly just staring at the door in silence.
There is a young boy, probably about 7, 8.
Handsome child.
does Liam recognize this child?
Liam knows all the children.
I got a message for you.
Which you talking about? Who you here for?
The big you that you're looking at?
I don't know. Just she told me to come here and talk to the people that lived here.
Go on.
She?
Parents always think it's cute to send their children. It's not cute.
Pulls out a little scrap of paper that's been folded over a couple of times, and here you go.
Where do you take it?
Yes. If you're talking, Chad, we can't hear you.
Oh, I said thank you, and I take it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
as he's just kind of looking up at where, like,
I'll bend down to my knee and like meet him face to face, and then take it from his hand.
Okay, here. You take it, and then he just runs down the steps and heads off as you see him walking down the road.
Alrighty. I'll close the door and I'll show everyone the note, and I'll flip it. Does it have any sort of writing on it?
Yeah, I mean, on the inside.
Yeah, right. What a troll.
Suck it, signed Reggie.
Yeah. Eat it.
Just a dick butt drawn on there. It is in not super fancy writing, just legible, and on it says, "Your package arrived during the day. Have started work on it. Signed, Josie."
Oh, nice.
Our stuff's arrived. She's working on it.
Oh, that's good. Oh,
Hopefully we'll have some weapons soon.
now this has been a Wait. Are we on the next night now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
we're at
are.
the beginning
It's
of the next
early
night.
in like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if we had any, well, unfortunately, I know we just stormed up. Did it say he got any closer in finding a location of this the waterfall we were looking for?
Well, if you
I
shout
can
loud
still
enough, Henry
hear
can hear
you.
you.
I'm just in the loft.
Yes. So that question.
I'm working on it. I'm having to reorganize my papers because someone decided to release a supernatural entity in the house.
Hey, he didn't
Sorry
hurt
about that.
nothing. Well, he didn't hurt any of us that we know of. Probably not you either.
Did you at least get your 3 wishes?
Well, we'll see if I get any other effects from it. He said it was technically 2. I guess the other one would have been just, that would have been all 3 wishes. It would have been wishing for the clan curse, no ill effects, and for his release. So that would have been all 3.
Well, your first wish was getting him to stop his attack initially.
Oh, yes, that one too. And then, of course, said he just kept persisting on and on and on. We just want to keep talking. So, but like, fuck it, I'll just talking, see what he can give me. And then I sent him on his merry way.
I'm sure nothing bad will come of this.
Oh, I'm sure too.
We were contracted to secure the area of them specific things, and there was no mention of a djinn. And if he decides to add a genie to our contract later, then maybe we get paid. Maybe Atris just found us new work.
From what I remember, I believe what we were initially told was that Kasim stole this from Atris's clan, and they were the ones who were vested in its secured nature. So, I mean, granted, they don't know we had it, so my hands do that.
And for now, they will not know.
As an
far as I
emissary of your clan,
understand
I'm
it.
sure you made the right decision for your clan.
But it would not have been possible for me to do it for my entire clan. But at the very least, I can, well, just if it works well, then I can be an asset. I will no longer be affected by consuming vitae.
I do believe that other people would have found use in that box when you were done with it, and you don't seem to have the box any longer.
Unfortunately, releasing it meant releasing it, meaning completely.
Well, I think we skipped on like 15 other wishes we could have gotten out of this.
Unfortunately, this
not
creature.
good.
Unfortunately, this creature only could obey those that could speak the writing on the box, and unless you speak and read Arabic, it was going to be a little bit difficult.
Yes, so as much as I would have loved to give all of you those same wishes, I had a feeling it was going to be a bitch and a half to get. So I very much apologize. Perhaps the next gen.
Oh, Atris, it's nice to know you're willing to share your box.
I mean, for the fee, of course.
Adele,
We don't pay you anything.
All
But
I'm
I mean, you
saying
guys
is,
fuck up my shit all the time.
all I'm saying is an evil magic box would have made a great present for these lupines.
It's all right. I got them some shiny new presents already. Made of some precious metals. I'm sure they'll love it.
Adele, were you planning on
I'll turn
looking at the vase
flexible it.
tonight as well?
I think things have been exciting enough tonight.
Fair enough. Is there anything else anyone wants to try and achieve tonight?
I will return.
Go ahead.
Sorry, what was
I'll
that?
I was
return.
gonna say. I know we keep crashing into each other. I was just gonna say if we got a clear direction of the sigil, we would just go there. Otherwise, I don't know if there's any other core things we need to do.
I'll resume my performance training as best I can, even solo.
Okay. I will say, you have a couple more nights before Asmodeus is set to show up in town. Is there anything anyone wants to try and achieve? Any conversations that want to be had? Any magical missives to be sent? Anything that anyone else wants to do over those next like 3 nights?
Liam just wants to have a conversation with Walter about what he saw. But he does want to do that privately.
Okay. I mean, there's plenty of opportunity to, I'd say, over the next 3 nights to pull him to the side.
Yep. Walter, would you join me outside for just a few moments? There's something I need to discuss with you privately.
Am I in trouble?
No, not at all. I just would rather not share your business with everyone unless I had your permission.
Yeah, it sounds fun. Let's go.
I would ask Adele to check out our last and remaining box.
The
Oh,
Oh.
over these like intervening nights. Yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely.
I'd say go ahead, Adele, if you choose to, you can. It's going to be difficulty 8 for the face.
So I follow Liam outside. I do the thing.
So, Walter, I know I don't pry too much in your past, and quite frankly, I just assume that's kind of how we all like it. We live long enough, we don't tell each other everything. But I did want to tell you what I saw when I put on that monocle.
You
So
put on the monocle?
we did. Adele looked into it, and Henry kind of was able to clarify some of what it was able to do, and essentially it lets you see spirits that are still somewhat connected to this plane. So I did see old man Williams. He seems to just be wandering around the property. It seems rather attached to this place.
His spirit's just walking around here.
As much as it can walk on this plane. He seemed fairly content, which was nice. But I saw you walking around and there were 3 spirits following you.
What?
One of them I recognized. It was the young boy from the St. Angelo mission, the one who was by himself and left in the kitchen.
San Miguel.
Sorry, what?
San Miguel, not San Angelo.
Sorry, San Miguel.
I heard San Miguel anyway.
I could have had a ghost following me if I killed him.
There's too many sands. The other 2 were spirits I don't recognize. But one seems to be a woman, very similar age to yourself when you were in your mortal life, and the next was a young boy. I know you've told me you had a child.
She have brown hair?
Sadly, it was everything was a bit blue. As spirits tend to not have too
Have,
much
like, darker
color on them.
hair down to here?
John, you would have to confirm that. Yes.
What-
They seem attached to you. They just seem to be going with you on this journey. I don't know if that brings you comfort or if it brings you grief, and if it brings you grief, I'm sorry. I just thought you might like to know they're here.
Are they here right? They're here right now, aren't they? I'm here. They're here right now.
I don't know. I don't have the monocle on, but I'm assuming if they were here last night, they have attached themselves to you.
They haven't moved on? Hell, I never moved on. You said that monocle let you see him?
It did. I will tell you that the young boy is very angry. Not your boy, the young monk. He is very angry, and before I pulled the monocle off, it seemed as though his specter was going to attack me. And if what Adele saw is true, the spirits may be able to do some physical harm to you while you're wearing it.
Oh, I see. But you could, okay. Wow. Uh, yeah. Walter physically like turns away from you like he's getting ready to run and then kind of just like slowly turns back.
And when he turns back, Liam is holding the monocle to him. I can't tell you what to do with it, but it's yours if you wish.
Yeah, I think I got some business I need to settle.
And
Thank you.
Liam's just going to kind of tell him how to use it and how to put his willpower to kind of get it to work.
Cool.
So I take it. I don't put it on immediately.
I presume you would like some privacy.
I gotta. You said it was gonna attack you. The kid.
The young
That
monk,
kid.
yes.
Wouldn't be the first spirit try to attack me. Kind of deserve it.
Well, I won't be too far if you want to holler if you need anything.
What I need is to figure out how to defend myself from a spirit.
The most I can give you is strength of will. But unfortunately, I've been haunted by specters for as long as I can remember.
Well, you've turned out fine.
Oh, and they say you're not funny.
Who says that?
Oh, sorry, I say you're not funny.
Wait a minute. All right, there's something to that. How bad could it hurt, really? After all we've been through.
Well,
last
you are
word.
kindred and you are very sturdy. I don't think it's necessarily what it's going to hurt you physically. But if you need something, we're here.
You know what? I'm gonna do one better than just making this decision for Walter. I'm gonna let the dice make a decision for Walter. Do.
You have to change
Chad's-
your fate.
Chad's die. Change your fate.
Daffy Witch gave me a gimme spell.
Can't raise the dead.
Lawrence Chin.
Alley Diamond.
Nope, still doesn't work that well.
Ooh, there's a chance this could fail. One reroll here. Okay, no, I pass. Yeah, that's means a lot. Thanks for sharing it. I don't know that I gotta be private about it. I think I'm gonna start asking around, but I can't just leave them there. Thanks. I'll put my hand on your shoulder and kind of like.
Wait, which shoulder?
It would be your right shoulder because it's my right hand, and
then that's the spiky one.
I don't think that's true.
You kind of feel your hand poke a little bit as you hold on to her shoulder. It doesn't do any damage, but you definitely feel the poking underneath.
What the hell? What? You
When
got something? You wearing something under that?
no, when Rebecca was here, she kind of had a little. I let her have a little fun with my shoulder, and I just kind of take off my shirt and show him like the bony spikes that are poking through there.
I tried to forget about that. Why'd you let her do that?
Well, Walter, I think you know me well enough to know that the reason is for the story.
Walter like half reaches a couple more times and stops himself and is like, thank you,
Just gonna put it away.
and walks toward the door to go back inside.
Okay. Adele, you got 5 successes on you looking at this vase, and you are actually familiar with the fact that it looks Chinese in design. You've seen some artwork in your time period. Even in France, there was an interest in collection and stuff like that. People traveling to and from with goods from China, silks and artwork and things like that. Are you looking for its most recent use, or are you looking for its origin?
I guess origin on this one.
Okay. You have to go back quite a while. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of years. There's a lot of blur of images of you see it going from household to household where a lot of people used it as decoration. And then you will flash and see a bunch of people on the ground clutching their ears. You'll see people committing self-harm on themselves, things like that. You'll see that people just randomly smearing blood on a wall kind of thing and looking disheveled, and you go back and you finally flash to this thing, and again, you do not speak any form of Chinese, so you do not understand what's going on. You recognize the language, especially being in the Old West, as there is a decent population of Chinese Americans out here. Unfortunately, most of them being used to build railroads, or definitely treated as less than even second-class citizens at the time. But there are people who open their own gambling halls, their own hotels, like businesses, people just trying to make their way in the country. So there are a decent number of Chinese immigrants that have come over by this time period. So you're at least aware of the language. You've heard it before in your time in the States. And you see a older man, very long flowing robes, ornate jewelry on him, gold, reflective gold light coming off of his robes. And you see another younger man, clean shaven, hair up in a bun, also very fancy robes. If you had to guess, these are both people of high import. And you see a woman there, and has a little bit very more common robes, it looks kind of, and she's talking to them about this and is instructing them on something. Go ahead and give me a perception plus empathy roll. I'm going to say difficulty 7 just because it's a language you're not personally familiar with, and it's not even a European language where you can kind of follow along a little bit. 2 successes. It's really hard to make out, though it does seem like she's talking initially, and then the second half of it almost kind of seems a little bit more stern. Like even this person that's dressed not as nicely as these 2 other guys is kind of like wagging the finger and saying something to them. The vision then flashes and you see an open field with hundreds of dead bodies on it. It's a battle that you see arrows and people and blade cuts and dead horses and things like that. And the young man is there and has this vase and he puts it in the middle of this field. And you see him reading from this scroll, and it has very much the canter of something that almost has like a spell playing to it. As you see a light start to glow from inside the vase. And you see these little orbs, these almost looks like little blue bits of flame, rise up from each of the bodies and get sucked into the vase. Hundreds of these little lights just going in and shooting in as the glow gets brighter and brighter, and there's a flash. And you see the young man smiling. Flash to again where you see a different person of import and what seems to be a servant offering this vase to them. Them smiling at it, and it's beautifully crafted, by the way, even now. But then the vision kind of follows a little bit, and you can see the servant pass by the original young man, and that man slipping him a satchel, and you can hear the clinking of coin in it. Flash again to a rainy night with a storm outside, and inside the house you hear like just hundreds of voices whispering on different directions, and some laughing, some crying. There's conversation and wailing, and some sound more aggressive than others. And the man who purchased the vase, you see him getting up on the second story of his palace with a rope around his neck and jumping, and the vision cuts and you go back to your...
Cool. This is a murder vase. We're going to put it over here. We're not going to fuck with it.
That is the most metal thing that you guys have. Murder vase!
And the most reasonable response we've ever had to something like that.
So you all hear Adele say, cool, this is a murder vase. We're not going to fuck with it.
I don't know. I've never committed murder with a vase, but I'm willing to try.
No.
I was surprised to hear that, actually.
What I think the murder vase is, I don't think it'll end well for anyone who uses this thing.
Maybe we could sell it.
You'll commit this self-murder.
So
What's wrong with this
murder, or do you put ashes? Do you put ashes in it, or like I'm interested in having to see how to use a vase aside from putting flowers in it.
I mean, I saw these like spirit things going in it.
Oh, it's a soul stealing vase.
Oh yes.
And then the guy who bought it offed himself.
Buyer's
don't
remorse
point
is
it
a
at
hell of a
anyone.
thing.
So it's a soul-stealing suicide face. Okay.
So don't
Definitely.
stick open end in your face. Got it.
Definitely sounds like the local spittoon.
I don't know if you want to spit in that. What if it takes your soul out of your spit?
Soul loogie.
Oh, well, I think that's all I have right now, other than like just minute like around town, getting filled up on blood, giving to the town money, or like
Yeah,
I've kind
I
of
will say over the course of the next couple of nights, you guys can be full, unless you're doing something really intense. You can be full up on blood, full up on your willpower. If you
Walter's
need,
gonna ask Henry while he's here about dealing with spirits at some one of
okay,
these points. Like that has to happen,
okay.
but
Did anyone want to
he's not gonna
use?
do it.
Yeah, does anyone want to use any of those missives that you got from Octavian over the next couple of nights?
I think Blair would have been the only one I think was the only one who needed to use those scrolls. I don't know if anyone else needed to use them.
Yeah, I probably will.
I don't even remember what I would want to use it for.
I would like to ask Adele, did she see any of the horse spirits enter this base? Does this work on animals?
It seemed to only be human ones that you saw going into it.
Well, that won't help us with rats. But we got other stuff for the rats.
Okay. Well, it is 11:11. So I'll say probably a good place to end it here, and we'll start next session with Wea getting to send his missives, and with Walter being able to talk with Adele. Walter wanting to talk with Henry about knowledge about spirits.
is there a category under the missives that would be submissives?
It wouldn't be over them. I mean, I guess like the position isn't really what makes it. Never mind. Never mind.
The act of the missive.
As
Well,
it's
otherwise-
11:11, I wish
All right.
David didn't get rid of that box.
So this seems to be a information gathering episode tonight. We will wrap up with what you guys did over the next 3 nights, and then jump to the end of the week about when Asmodeus is due to arrive in town. So thank you all at home for watching. If you've been enjoying watching our videos, please make sure to like and subscribe. Feel free to comment below any questions, comments, funny jokes you want to tell us, social security numbers, any of that.
Just send pie.
YouTube
Send lots
deletes
of pie.
those.
Timely.
Oh yeah, we need a PO box for pie.
A Pio box. Yes, we do need pie. All right. Y'all get an XP for showing up.
Woohoo!
I'll say yes, you all were in danger between the rats and a djinn being on the loose in your house again. Go ahead and tell me something badass you did or something you learned, starting with Walter.
I'm just gonna go right to Steve, our actually unnamed, I think, kitchen boy, who is Walter's. Even without the haunting, is Walter's current kind of most pointed nightmare. Learning that that's in fact a more real nightmare now.
Absolutely.
And needs to be dealt with at some point.
Oh, yeah, absolutely true. Atris.
I'll go with when she was attacking the rats, the black venom and stuff that apparently has a corrosive effect on the sword. If not, I could do the her doing with the gin.
No, I'll say that's definitely good knowledge to have. I mean, if you guys are getting ready to go back into the mines and square up with the Elder eventually, knowing that these things are dangerous at close range, even when you're killing them.
I know what my sword is all.
That is good information to have. Liam.
Yeah. Only because it gave you like the best face reaction. I beat one motherfucker with another motherfucker.
Yes, you did.
I sure did.
Noah.
Well, I had to hide from close to 100 rats or something. And on top of that, I also found out that the force field goes all the way to the top of Josephine's house. The funnest way possible.
Boy, did you. All right, Wea, your turn.
I directed the group using my owl perception.
Yeah, that definitely did make the rolls have a much easier success rate of you guys avoiding the rat clusters.
Excellent.
The nougaty rat center.
Gross.
And last but not least, Adele.
I learned many things.
Such as?
She saw many places.
But we have in our possession a murder vase and a monocle in which you can see the dead.
Yeah, it looks like Kasim was playing with a bunch of fun toys.
Murder
Tea
vase.
and meat.
I just need to use the monocle to stare at the vase.
Yeah.
Or use the vase to
probably
get
got a
rid of
lot
the
of-
monocle threats.
Perceive the worm from inside the worm. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Hope to see you all next week. We're looking to have some other videos come out besides our regular ones. I believe our lovely Adele is still working on getting her backstory video out to us. And then I'm going to be partnering with Chad as we talk about the mechanics of the game for those of you who haven't played before and kind of want to understand what we're talking about when we say we're rolling certain things. So we're going to go over the mechanics of playing Vampire the Masquerade, especially my tweaked version of it. And yeah, other than that, stay safe out there. Thank you for joining us, and keep your fangs and your wits sharp. Have a great night.
Bye.